Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
L'Amérique n'a pas loupé nous. Quand il y a Sylvie, il y a quoi qui j'ai loupé prince. L'Amérique n'a pas loupé. T'as bien de moi avec nous deux. En ce moment, on va battre au moins néo. On t'a dit à ta moumoune, on s'est battu pour moi dit quoi. Abela lo kan yo. Ka go so aju lo. Hey. Awaye. Ati o lo a. Yao. Abela lo kan yo. Ni bi to jogba yi. Ni bi to number. Ma ti si mo kan yo. Manager Gigi. Ouais, t'es jamais forcé. Si tu connais. L'animateur Choco, non, c'est Yacine de Toyebi. L'homme a tout fait pour Mivito. Anitie les deux.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Good evening, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Once again, we're here again. Thank you for the wonderful Wednesday afternoon. Thanks to Mr. Soul, who has allowed us to use this opportunities to sit in for me, and I'm turning in for him tonight, and I want to thank him very much. Folks, we're here again this evening, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. What we do here is all about a bigger picture, the Republic of Liberia. And we want to thank all of you, those of you that continue to follow us. We say thank you. We appreciate it. Tonight's program is a little bit special one because I'm going to have with the opportunity here. I'm going to have the opportunity here to have a conversation with my own buddy, a friend, someone that I respect in the community. From the GEDEH community, we're going to be discussing GEDEH issue tonight. And please share this video as much as you can. Share it to as many people as you can. Those that can reach, you can reach. Please share this video to them to join us. It's going to be a very interesting conversation here tonight. And I hope that all of you will be part of this program tonight to be able to join the program. And I will announce it later on. We got about 15 more minutes before the guests join us. But once we get started on the program, we will give you the ground rule. And want to thank all of you again for this wonderful time. Safety. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening. We want to thank you for all your blessings. We want to thank you for all that you do for us. Because of you, my Lord, we are here. Because of you, we will be here tomorrow. Want to thank you. Your blessing, countless. Your hands that we sit on. Your hands that you wrap around us, my God. So wonderful. Can you imagine if someone else was in control of Samson's whole life? My God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. You're such a wonderful, wonderful Father. Those of us that know you, we know you have the ability to guide us. We know you have the ability to bless us, and we continue to ask for that blessing. My Lord, we ask that you take complete control of what is happening back home and even here in the diaspora. My Lord, we ask you for the family members, friends, relatives, friends all over the world, those that are going through some serious problem tonight. We ask you to step in. We ask you to comfort them. We ask you to bring love to them and all of us. My God, you're such a wonderful person that when we do these things, we're not afraid, we're not ashamed. We will be here publicly to announce that you are the one we're fathering, that you have the power to bless us, that you can guide us. And because of your blessing, we are here. We want to thank you. We want to thank you. We are not ashamed of you. We will pronounce this publicly to say we follow you. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for all that you will do. My God, we ask you to bless the Republic of Liberia. Bless the leadership of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is good for our people. We want you to ask, all of us, we're asking to continue to bless all of us. My Lord, tonight's program is about a subject matter of Grand GEDEH county from which I hail. And I ask you, my Lord, we put this subject matter in your hands. As we come out here again tonight to discuss, we are human beings like any other person. Guide our thoughts, whatever comes out of our mouth. If there's any kinds of hating agenda in us, jealousy, envious, hate, take it out of the subject matter tonight. We ask you, and we believe in you that you have the power to do that. My God, we ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Okay, folks, that's what we do every night when we come on here. We have to pray. Well, I'm not saying I say my God. I have to pray to my God. So I'm praying to my God. But thank you. Thank you. Folks, share this video as much as possible. Hey, people who are watching, please share this video if you can. So we still got 10 more minutes, and I'll be talking some Tabata here. That's what I do, folks. I talk a lot of Tabata here. But my Tabata here tonight, next week, program going to be a little bit different in that we're going to go into an area that at least I consider myself the best. Ain't nobody in the world can beat me into railway engineering. I beg you, man. I sound to Blaku. Total Grand that Grand man, you want to bring photo with engineering business. Man, I beg you, man, your family, you're ever me after Grand you're ever me, the best engineer in the whole world. What they say, Mama, I'm the best. No, folks, on a very serious note, So next week, there's a project that is happening right now in Liberia. EW Junction. They are turning that into a roundabout, which for me, roundabout is where the past do anyhow in that area. But in order to have a roundabout from an engineering perspective, it has to have a purpose. It has to have a need. It has to have a geometrically fitting in the surrounding. But look at the roundabout they put over there. The CRS, which is from pavement to pavement, is so big. They're asking for trouble. And worst of all, I have not heard or seen any on any social media or any of the print media where they will go and give information to the public how to utilize roundabout. Roundabout is just like, for example, it's just like a four-way stop sign. Four-way intersection with stop sign. That's what roundabout is. Except you're saying to the driver, go in there, but lower your speed, yield. But they have not done anything. I have not seen anything. So next week, I'm going to be on it again. I'm going to be on it on the roundabout design of EWH. I was able to get some pictures from Carrasco page. I've asked some people from LPR to go and take some pictures, some more pictures and send to us. But that roundabout is just too big. And funny thing is, and these Liberia, they're some of the best engineers in the world. They live there. But one thing I know for sure, God lived in Liberia, Jesus lived in Monrovia. That's why we don't have all of the problem. Nothing, everything seems to be going well. But here's what I want to say, folks. Here's what I want to say. The roundabout they're going to put in there, okay? So, like I said, the roundabout, first of all, I don't even know. I'm trying to get my hand on all of the roundabout document, which will show me the purpose, the needs, and what have you. But from all indication, they are giving 3 lanes in a roundabout. So, in other words, you have 3 cars that's supposed to be doing the roundabout. 3 cars. But guess what? The exit from the circle, they have 2 lanes. 2 lanes going out, 2 lanes coming in. On, I think they call it AB Tower Road, the one, in fact, that overhead stuff. I was with Victor that night when they poured the concrete. So I can claim that I poured concrete that night on that overhead right there on AB. But anyway, it's really 1 lane going, 1 lane coming. But when you come into this 1 lane, you come into this roundabout from AB Tower Road, you're coming into a 3 lane. Another funny thing they did. But for some reason, I don't know why these people would do that kind of stuff. Anyway, but another funny thing they did. The inside lane, if that person wants to go, say for example, the person comes from EWH, and the person gets into the circle and try to go like that to go to Monrovia, right? But the person is inside because there are 3. They have the inside, they have the medium, then they have the outside lane. Okay, so if you're inside lane and you want to go to Monrovia, the room is there. If the drivers in Liberia will follow the driving rule, I have no issue. The line is not solid, it's straight, but they break it into a broken line. So that means whenever you see the broken line on your left-hand side, you can cross. You will not see any broken line on your right-hand side unless you're in the first lane. The second lane, coming to the second lane in the middle, you have a white broken line. But when you're in the last lane, you don't have a broken line. You have a white line, which is the fog line. You can go over in terms of emergency, but they don't give you braking line to say you can park. You can't park in there. You can't go in. You can't drive into the shoulder. But anyhow, so these people, you come. I still got 5 more minutes for the guests to join me. So these people, you coming into the median line, in the median lane, and you're going to Monrovia. Guess what? The guy coming from Peacewood now, he's also going to Monrovia. So most likely he will be in the second lane. You see where I'm going with that? You're coming from third to second. In the second lane, when he gets into the roundabout, he's now supposed to be going into the outside lane to take it. Now, think about it this way. Those of you that are from countryside, because I'm from Totown, so all my engineering analysis, most of them, they are from Totown. So when you go way back in the day when we used to go on the farm to drive the bird, you take the slingshot stuff, right, and you whip it over your head like this. And the birds are way out there, and you whip it for you to maintain certain speed. And then when you leave, when you let it go, the momentum. Oh, Samson, to calm down. Wait a minute. I said the speed. I'm talking total English. The speed that they rock when you turn it, because you have to turn, you have to let go at the specific point. If you don't do that, your rock going all over the place. And then the people laugh at you. They what kind of countryman, you even know how to throw a rock. So you got to swing it. First, you have to, the speed, you generate a huge amount of speed because you wanted to go setting the, man, our people are smart. How do you know the distance the rat going to travel? You know, in fact, they do those things, they measure them, and they see what, based on the speed of that rat, if you let it go, the momentum of that rat, when you let it go, at what point they drop down, they do, our people don't have to do the calculation. They know. Because why? They're from Grand Gita, my people. Samson told la bro Pablo. No, but on a very serious note. So when you, it's just like that. So when you get into that roundabout, right? So when you, at the certain point, you're going to have to take the lane to go to where you want to go. That's what a roundabout's supposed to do for you. But the way they have the roundabout is so big. Can you imagine? You have taxi driver in a roundabout. You have keke in a roundabout. You have motorbike in a roundabout. And the sad thing that I've not seen yet, I don't see any refuge area. In other words, I don't see what a pedestrian is supposed to be crossing the huge street of the roundabout. I don't see it yet. On all they have drawn, I've not seen it. So maybe they don't want people to cross. But that's impossible. If you do that, you're asking for trouble. So you can't do that. So next week, I'm gonna take this one. I don't care. If the people say I want a job in Montreal, so be it. I'm a country anyway. Why I can't look for a job? I'm looking for a job. I'm looking for a job. So if the people say I'm doing it, so the people can call me for a job, that are business. And I'm gonna stay away from this one. So that's one thing. Another thing, the ERW road that I've been telling you guys about, that the people who building the road, they don't have the capacity to build anything. The people got kicked out of Banga because they were building Banga Broad Street with how do you call it? They were building it with how do you call it? Concrete road. Okay, but their makes design. I was in Banga, I saw it. Their makes design was so ridiculous. They have more sand than they do with water and cement and rocks. So they have more sand. So when your mix design is so messed up like that, when it start raining, what happened? The cement start floating away. The sand start. So when you go on Banga Broad Street, a white just like church rock, because the sand there. Those are the same people that are doing Rawafi Highway. So what they have done, they pay portion of Rawafi Highway. Good. They give us a drainage and things, everything. Good. We're fine with that one. But for me, most of my design that I've given them to do, I put pipe. Because why were you in Monrovia? Why will you have an open jet? Before, as an engineer, before you do these kinds of stuff, I want to have one more minute, folks, and the guests will soon be here. As an engineer, before you do, you have to look. Look at the Sony one open dish they have. Since when the people ever clean it, then you're going to have another open dish. And people will take all that nyama and put in the open dish. You're asking for trouble. So usually, most of my design that I do and give to them over there in LIBERIA, I put pipe on it. So, but if I give them the design, they don't put a pipe, that's not my problem anymore. I'm done with that one. But anyway, so the thing I want to say about the Rawafi Highway that I'm going to be talking about too next week, that's on their schematic drawing, they have a medium divider. Right now, no divider. Not only do they not have divider, the road is not even striped. So you just drive in because you think you're in your right lane. Jesus lived in Monrovia. God lived in Liberia. We're so blessed. We're so blessed to have God on our side. Because the kind of thing that people are doing over there, the road, okay, they got 2 lanes. Just think about it. 24. Okay? What do we have? 48 or so? Then you have another 5 feet of shoulder, or maybe 4 feet of shoulder, 4 feet of shoulder. Okay? Okay, my guess is here. But anyhow, so that's what I'm going to be discussing next week. So please join me next week when we have a real conversation about the roundabout and then the Rawafi Highway. Thank you very much for joining me. That's my tabata for the evening. You know me, I'm very good at talking tabata anyhow. But let me go on. Mr. NYANUE has just joined us. He's on time as usual. Like I was going to be surprised. And NYANUE will miss time. Mr. NYANUE, good evening. Can you hear me?
Pretty well, Samson. Good evening. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Okay, folks, again, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Mr. NYANUE, William G. NYANUE have just joined us. And we will be discussing issues that are specific to Grand GEDEH tonight. And we're not going to hold him just to Grand GEDEH because he has a vast knowledge of the entire country anyway. And he's very good at giving us some wonderful, wonderful information. So whatever opportunity we have, we're going to provide some information from him tonight if we can. But this is strictly about the superintendent position. The superintendent was appointed quite recently. Mr. CHERSIA Grant, former representative, Boston District representative. For 12 years he served, and he didn't seek re-election this time around. He went for the senatorial position, and he was not successful. But he was appointed by the president, and he's now waiting confirmation. In the meantime, GEDEANS in numbers are saying, no, we do not want Representative Grant to be our superintendent. But we brought Mr. NYANUE here tonight to see if he can give us some reason and some of the argument. He had a group that is called Diaspora GEDEANS Voice, and he's going to give us more information on that. Mr. NYANUE, welcome, and thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. You can introduce yourself, but many people already know who you are, but you can just go ahead and use that off-ramp to introduce the program and anything else you want to put into the opening, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Samson. I've been on this show before. It's been a while since our last year. It's good to be back. I'm William NYANUE. I'm currently in Chicago. My personal life, I'm married for a very long time. I have 4 children. I am a civil engineer by training, more than 40 years experience. And I've been involved with Grand GEDEH issues for quite some time. And I'm happy to be here tonight. I mean, just a little correction on what you said. Former Representative Grant has not yet been appointed superintendent of Grand GEDEH. He was nominated.
Nominated. I'm sorry.
Yes. So he's waiting for confirmation and then appointment. So with that said, yes, you said that I am the coordinating chair of a group, the Grand GEDEH Diaspora Voice. We call ourselves the Concerned Citizens of Grand GEDEH in the Diaspora. And we came together purposely for this nomination. This is not, a regular group. We were not together before, but Honorable Grant nomination scared a lot of us here in the diaspora, and even back home. So we came together not to just talk about it and grab about it, but to do something about it. And this is not just a U.S. group. We came together from different parts of the world. We got people, there's someone from Canada who's in this group. There's somebody from Australia is in this group, from Nigeria, and those of us here in the United States. And like I said, the purpose for the group is to petition the President of the Republic of Liberia and to say to him that we don't believe this nominee is the right person to lead Grand GEDEH at this time. So we're doing everything within our power to get this message to the President and to the other authorities in Liberia, including particularly the Senate, to say that Mr. Grant should not be confirmed because he's just not the right person to lead Grand GEDEH. I mean, we will go into our reasons, but I just tell you the makeup of our group and the purpose for us coming together.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, the group. I am, just in the interest of fairness, I am a member of the group. I have contributed my own contribution towards the group, whatever else we have to do. But let's go into the conversation, Mr. NYANUE. So Are there any specific reason why you and your group would deem it necessary to now oppose Mr. Grant's nomination?
Yes, Samson, we actually did a petition to the president. And in our petition, we outlined our reasons for coming together. And let me just say, the people, a lot of the people who are in this group, a lot of them are apolitical. They are not your typical political people. You know, there are people who just got frightened by the fact that Grant could be the superintendent of Grand GEDEH. And in our petition to the president,
well, let me let you, because that's your second time using the word frightened. And for us, those of us that from Liberia and the people who have experienced the war, when the word frightened is used, it doesn't, the connotation of that's a little bit scare me myself. What do you mean by frightened? What is the nomination there to frighten people?
And something you are right to feel the way you feel, and the choice of the word is deliberate.
Okay.
We have to be frightened because you see, Grand GEDEH has a history, and that history is not very good. There are people in Grand GEDEH who it seems like they feel like they own the county, right? And their very presence generate controversy, you know. And as we will go into the petition we sent to the president, Mr. Grant is one of those people. He's polarizing, he's very divisive. And as we'll show as we go through the show tonight, we even met with him last night. And those of us who met with him, I mean, you should see it in our chat room today. People are really angry, you know, because the kind of thing that frightens people of some of what we saw last night. People realized and saw that Mr. Grant exhibited all of the things that frighten us. He was very arrogant, you know. In fact, I don't know if he was confusing the definition of if and when, but he was categorical that he's going to be superintendent of Grand GEDEH, no matter what we say, you know. So that history that young people are often beaten, you know, they brutalize them, and nothing comes out of it. You know, development funds are misused and nothing happens. As one of the questions we put to him last night was, the county equipment, for example, was taken out of Ubadi in Sino. Nothing happened. It came back all damaged. So that's what frightening us, is that history. That not only that they are mismanaging the resources of the county, but that they are really lording over the people. It's like they are enslaving them.
So
let's
have a conversation on that, Mr. NYANUE, because I'm not a stranger to many of the situation that you putting out here. For example, the equipment that was loaned out to folks in Sino, we almost turned to a brouhaha in Grand GEDEH County. I'm not a stranger to that as well. But I was wondering, how is it that can be tied to Mr. Grant, and when in fact it was Superintendent Fale who, on a whole administration, such thing happened? Why would it then be tied to Mr. Grant?
No, now you have to follow my train of thought here.
Okay.
I'm saying, why are we frightened? It's because of the history in Grand GEDEH, that things happen in Grand GEDEH that keep the county down and nothing happens. And I just gave the equipment thing as an example, as one of the things that happen in the county and that nothing happens. You know, so in Grant's case, we have to go through, you know, our petition, you know, and say the specific reasons why we are opposed to Grant. Okay. So if you don't mind, I will just summarize them.
Go ahead. Let's go ahead and lay those out, and then we will have our conversation based on that.
Yes, and those issues were brought to Mr. Grant last night when he met with us. And all of the things that we are saying they are all in the public domain. This is not something you have to go do a lot of research, to find. One of the things you'll find, and they're all in the newspapers. The first thing you'll see around, I think, 2018, Grant's own chief of office staff accused him of hiring people to kill him. It was in the papers. In fact, his photo in the hospital was in the paper. And the young man survived. Thank God he survived. Just recently, I mean, the thing is already in the news. Mr. Grant was accused of fraud. He was expelled from the University of Liberia. He was expelled from Cotton University College. Again, when Alfred Donald, the election magistrate in Grand Judah, went missing, Mr. Grant was one of the few 2 or 3 people that was accused. And you can go back even before 2018, a lot of names you will hear that Mr. Grant is complicit either in their death or in the case of Alfred Donald in his missing, Honorable, the late Representative Ero Madison Graham, when his vehicle was vandalized, Mr. Grant was one of the people that he accused. So there are so many allegations against him, against Mr. Grant. And, and when you say these things, his response, or people who sympathize with him will say, but he was never convicted in a court, which is true. These are all allegations. He was never convicted in a court. But Samson, I think the thing that people are missing is that leadership is more than a legal issue. Leadership in its essence is influence. And how do you get influence? You get influence by people trusting you, by you having more, what they call moral authority. So people give you the benefit of the doubt. So even if you are
let me hold you there. And let's go through the 3 items that you listed from you guys' petition. The first one is the fact that he was expelled from the University of Liberia for academic fraud, and it's in the news. We all read through that. How is that affecting or might affect his ability to lead and to be able to govern correctly in Grand Judah as a superintendent, if he was to be successful?
When we met with him last night, that was exactly what he said. How does this affect you? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he put the question rhetorically or he really meant it. Because Samson, this thing is not about whether Mr. Grant has a degree or not. The Liberian Constitution doesn't require that a superintendent should have a degree. The issue is that Mr. Grant lied about having a degree. Now, here's the man who's going to represent Grand Judah County, who's going to speak for us. And he's going to speak for us and be known as a fraud. Of course, it impacts negatively on the county. We want somebody, when they stand out to speak for Grand Judah, we all feel proud. But in this case, if he's speaking for us, and he's already knowing Liberia as an academic is a fraud. Okay. And you wouldn't want somebody to represent you who has a character. I said to him last night, what if you as a child growing up, people come running to your house and they say, oh, they're beating your father in the market because he stole. What impact would they have on you? They're not beating you, but they're beating your father. It's a disgrace to your family. It will be a disgrace to us as Grand Judeans for people to say your superintendent is a fraud. And that is the point.
Okay. So let's go a little bit further than that. And I agree with you. For me, your point is well taken, but for me, academic fraud is not something that I take lightly, because all of us here struggle hard to get whatever. For me, I only have a GED, but that's a very difficult thing to get because I couldn't even pass the first GED test, and I was successful. So I got GED. That's good for me. But let me know on a very serious note, Mr. NYANUE. So the fact that for me, economic fraud, yes, and the grand thing, scheme of thing, yeah, it's about grand GEDEH. But for me, it's personal. So whatever it is that's happening, whatever he did with himself, lying to whatever, that's doesn't jive well for me. But in terms of trying to lead in Grand GEDEH County, I won't hold that against him. And that's just my opinion. But let's go on to,
no, but Samson, let me ask you though. Let's just leave it from Grand GEDEH now, right? Mm-hmm. Let's go national. You are here in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Will you feel proud if the president of the Republic of Liberia came to the US and all of the news agencies are saying this man is a fraud? As a Liberian here, what will your response be? Right? So it looks simple, but it's not.
No, Mr. NYANUE, that's not. It's not simple. It's not simple. My thing is, I mean, and I'm talking Liberia and Grand GEDEH. We have senators, and somebody, because you were coming on air today, and somebody wrote on here and gave me some point that they wanted me to bring up, but I'm not going to do that because that's their view, and I will read that later on. But the point is, you have senators in Grand GEDEH County where you brought up the late era Madison death, and I believe his auntie or sister, somebody, and it was ordered to be naked in Grand GEDEH County. And we're not outraged about that. And we're also not outraged of Grand GEDEANS, those that were serving before. We saw that Kai Fale was there for 6 years. This is the guy that took the equipment, and I know you missed it because I went through all of you make comment of that individually. We all did. But we didn't see a type of organization type that we're seeing now to actually challenge these people. So for me, it's somehow a little bit concerning, to be honest with you. Now, and we'll go into that. We'll go into that. And I hope you understand that we're having a conversation. So I will be really tough on, if you call it tough. At one time, when I was in Liberia, we went for the Engineering Society conference in Banga, and the minister came over. And I said, well, is this a minister? I said, yeah. I said, I have some tough questions for you. He said, who are you? I said, Samson. He said, you able to ask me tough questions? But anyway, but no, Mr. NYANUE, we see these things coming out, which is good for Grand GEDEH, for people to stand out. But the only concern that I have is that for us to say education fraud, therefore, and all of the accusation, and I'm not here to represent Mr. Grant, because those accusations, I am quite aware of them. Where a young man was missing and he made some comment, the comment, from what I got, the understanding of that comment was supposed to be a question, where he said, well, somebody maybe gay with, I mean, I don't know the English name, so please don't hold me to that. I can't tell you what gay with me, but I do know what it is. It's one of those things that used to frighten us and take us to bed on time. So anyhow, he made that comment, and people didn't take that kindly of him. And as a leader, people die in a county where something like this is happening. And Mr. Grant and Honorable Zopeno, their name has been mentioned in so many things that you will not believe. But those are accusations. People accuse them. Why now we're going to tie that against them? And before you go on to that, and one other thing I want to say onto the appointment, the nomination process. I want you to wrap all of that in an answer here. Are we saying that the president does not have the constitutional duty to nominate? Or if he nominates someone and we're not in favor of that person, what are we going to say? Are we saying that we're going to demonstrate against the president nomination? So I just want you to take these 2 or 3 questions and wrap them up for me, because I know you don't have the ability. That's why I'm doubling them up anyhow.
Okay, very good. The first part of your comments, your question, you talked about when Honorable Iro Madison Guyan died and the events that unfolded in Grand GEDEH. They naked someone. And you're saying you didn't see the kind of outrage that you see now. So why now? I think that was the essence of that question. Why now?
Right.
And I think it's a legitimate question. And you know, if you're here in this Grand GEDEH community in the diaspora, you know that in a sense it's like we're being a wilderness. Because the Grand GEDEH diaspora, especially here in the United States, hasn't been what it has been before. So people are trying to feel their way. When something happens, people act individually. But you know, a lot of things that happen in life, there's a beginning, right? Before, the spokesperson for Grand GEDEH here in the US was the Grand GEDEH Association. The Grand GEDEH Association is not serving that role any time now. And Grand GEDEHs are trying to find a voice that will replace what Grand GEDEH Association used to do. And it so happens that Ellis Grant's nomination has mobilized a lot of people. Like I'm saying here.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Are you saying that Grand GEDEANS are looking for some sort of a voice to replace Grand GEDEH Association? Mr. NYANUE, are you there? Okay, Mr. NYANUE.
I didn't hear that something. Your audio was breaking up.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now? Because your video and audio probably went out. You've made a statement, and I'm asking. I just want you to emphasize, restate that, so to speak, and that Grand GEDEANS in the diaspora are looking for voice to replace Grand GEDEH Association. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
No, not to replace, to complement.
Oh, complement.
Right? Because the Grand GEDEH Association, yes, a complement.
Okay.
You know, and that's what it's been. Because even when this issue happened, there was a vacuum. Nobody really knew what to do. Few persons had to come together and say, look, we have to do this and we have to do that. Grand GEDEH Association was contacted and they said, no, this is not where we want to go. So that vacuum was there. So I'm saying where we are now in our community, because what we are doing is a different kind of advocacy that Grand GEDEH Association is probably used to doing, right? So like I'm saying, everything has a beginning. This particular issue, and I will use the word again, frightening so many people that they said something needs to be done. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen after this particular issue? Maybe this group will stay, or it will move into something else. So that is what I'm saying. People were not outraged. We were outraged about what happened in Grand GEDEH. I personally wrote about it on my Facebook page. I'd even sent a message to the community radio station in Zwedru. I did a press statement, but we acted as individuals. Now we are saying, you know what, we need to speak with a united voice on these things, and that's what we've begun. Your second question was whether the president doesn't have the power to appoint. And if he appoints someone that we don't like, then what? I think that's the essence of your question, right?
Right.
Obviously, the president has the power to appoint. That's a constitutional power the president has, and nobody's denying that. So even if you read our petition, and again, we call it petition. It's not a demand. Petition is an appeal, right? We are simply appealing to the president we are saying to him, because of these conditions, we are asking you to consider your decision. And so I'm saying, you know, I just went and I look at the Constitution again a little bit today. And if you read Article 17, and we are doing exactly what Article 17 says, and I will just read it verbatim. It says, all persons at all times in an orderly and peaceable manner shall have the right to assemble and consult upon the common good, to instruct their representatives, to petition the government or other functionaries for the redress of grievances, to the associate fully with others, to associate fully with others, or refuse to associate in political parties, trade unions, and other organizations. That according to the Constitution, the people of Liberia are free to petition their government, to present their grievances. And that's exactly what we are doing. We are saying to the president, because of this reason, this individual you want to be superintendent of Grand GEDEH is not suitable. So we are petitioning you to withdraw him. That's not an infringement on the president's constitutional authority to appoint.
I see. So, okay. Well, thanks for clarifying that. Have you guys gotten any result from the president of the internal affair or any of those big wig in the circle as to whether they're going to withdraw, the president going to withdraw the nomination of Grant? What are you getting out of this process right now? Where are we?
We are still consulting. We are still talking to people. And we believe our efforts are yielding fruits. Otherwise, Mr. Grant would have met with us last night. The group is getting bigger. 2 days ago, the Grand GEDEH elders in Monrovia had a press conference, also expressing concern. Sooner or later, maybe in a few days, the Grand GEDEH development, the Grand GEDEH women in Monrovia will be taking a press conference too, or going to the studio. So while we haven't gotten definitive response to our communication, the indication we are getting is that they have reached the people they need to reach, and the issue is under consideration.
Okay. One of the good things that is happening so far as I'm concerned, is that some of us have been crying for these kinds of situations for a very long time. But it seemed to me, I'm in a chat room, member of the group, as I stated earlier, so I'm in a chat room. It seems like Nigerians are really educating themselves on constitutional matter. I remember 10, 15 years ago, you and I were working towards the idea of trying to have every village in Liberia to have a copy of a constitution. And you and other group, in our group that we had at the time, but you and other people were able to spend thousands of dollars to print out constitution that was supposed, I have copy of this here, that was supposed to be said. So it now, make me happy that even in our own county now, like Granadians are now going into the constitution and actually posting part of that constitution, which we've been crying about. But Mr. NYANUE, on a very serious note though, do we expect the president to withdraw the nomination? Are you there, Mr. NYANUE?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. Samson, okay. We do. I mean, if we didn't think he would do that, we would not have submitted our petition. Because here's the thing, Samson. Okay. Yeah, no, let me just say this. Here's the thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Liberia is at a very, very serious crossroad. There are so many difficult issues in Liberia. The president literally has his plate full. What we are saying to the president and to the leaders of the country, don't add to that plate. Appointing Mr. Grant as superintendent of Grand GEDEH will do exactly that. Okay. There will be tension in the county. There will be tension in the county that would demand government resources and government's attention. And
Okay.
that can be avoided.
Let me just stay here, clear this, since I'm going to go a little bit deeper into this. I will bring politics and everything involved.
Mm-hmm.
But before I do that, let me make my point clear. As far as I'm concerned, I would have preferred Thomas Collins to be nominated because I believe in his leadership when he was Grand GEDEH Association president. And he's a young man who was willing to work for us. He did a lot of stuff. And so I was hoping that they were going to nominate him. So that's my preference right there. Now, let's go a little bit. Let's throw a little politics in. When Grant had the first election, he ran against Matthew White and defeated Matthew White and another guy in Liberia. 2020, you, Mr. NYANUE, with all of us in the diaspora backing, because we believe in you and we thought that if you were to be successful, and I still say this, if you are to be successful, we won't even be here. We will not have that kind of conversation anyway. So that's besides that. But we'd all follow you. And Mr. Grant were one of those who we asked some of us, but he said he couldn't do it. He was going to support Zopeno. So your meeting with Grant 2 days ago at night, Grant called me and initiated a conversation with me. It goes like this: the big brother, because apparently he must have seen my name and my dollar amount that I pay. And he said, big brother, you pay money for people to attack me. And I explained to him, what do you mean by that? The first question I asked him, what do you mean by that? He said, well, I just saw you paying money. I said, whatever that I pay, I had to make my statement clear. But first thing is, Grant, I just didn't think that you can leave. And that's what we were doing. So he went into a lot of conversation. One of the things is, said the people that are leading this effort, I defeated them politically. I defeated Matthew White, who is now a member and senior, not only member, but Matthew White also in the leadership of this group that you're leading. He said, and Mr. NYANUE asked me when he came for the senatorial position for me to support him. But I said I was going to support Mr. Zopeno. So, big brother, don't you think that these people are doing so as a way of getting back to me because I have defeated them politically? And I told him, I didn't deny, I didn't say no, but the comment that I made was, these people that you're talking about, I know their character. I don't think that because you were able to defeat them, that they will hold that now to try to pay back. Because of that statement he made, I suggested to him to reach out to your group to have a meeting. I told him, go and see if you can have a meeting with him. Let you listen to them, why they think that you should not be superintendent at this time. And you also to tell them why you think you should be superintendent. So he asked to say, okay, you're my big brother. Why don't you go ahead and initiate that conversation with Mr. NYANUE? I said, fine, I'll call you back. In fact, I'm not going to do anything right now. Let me call Mr. NYANUE. When I call you, you say, yeah, I have no problem with it, but let him call me. Because, I mean, well, we don't need go between. So I called him and he contacted and you guys set up a meeting to meet. The reason I'm bringing these things up, Mr. NYANUE, because I believe, in as much as I believe that this group is working and whatever they're doing is good, but I don't think I think we are dispensing our energy at the wrong time, my opinion, Mr. NYANUE. Because I think, and this again, my opinion, Mr. Grant, in as much as I don't think he can move this county the way we would like for it to be moved, but the fact that the president have nominated him, I'm under the impression that the president is not going to withdraw that. And the fact that the president is not going to withdraw that. Why do we continue to push this when we know the president is not going to withdraw? And most likely the Senate going to confirm him. Then what? So the question that I have, let's go a little bit into the politics side of it. Are we against it because he defeated us?
Okay, so let me just say this. You know, I listened to Mr. Grant last night, and then my impression was that he was a dishonest person.
Okay,
he's dishonest because I never went to Ellis Grant to ask for his support. He can't tell you where he and I met. I met Ellis Grant maybe in 2017 or 2018 when Maurice Duclé made a disparaging statement about Grand GEDEH. Dr. Bolle and I went to Ellis Grant's office, and we said to Bolle and I said to him, we need to do something. So we got together and we pressured Maurice Duclé. Maurice Duclé had to recant. He had to apologize. That was the only time Ellis Grant and I sat face to face. So for him to tell you that I went to him to ask for his support, that's a blatant lie. I wouldn't even say it's a falsehood. It's a lie. It's a lie. The second time I saw Ellis Grant, we were at a funeral. Someone from Bison died. He was sitting in a different quarter. I was sitting in a different quarter. So for him to say, I went to him to ask for his support, that's a blatant lie. You see, and that's a cheap politics they play. When did he defeat Matthew White? How many years ago? There are people that are ready. Last night when he came to the meeting, I said, do you know Sharon Brown? He didn't know who Sharon Brown was. Do you know Annie Cooper? He didn't know who Annie Cooper was. So Annie Cooper was there. Sharon Brown was there. Omer Harata, because he defeated them. It's the cheap politics they play in Grand GEDEH. When you talk these things, then Ellis Grant will come and say, oh, they're jealous of me. They asked him last night, Alex, what it is that every bad thing that happened in Grand GEDEH, your name comes up. What was his response? Oh, because they don't like me. Oh, because they are jealous of me. The people that are involved in this effort, a lot of them haven't even been involved in Grand GEDEH political issues before. People who call me, women that call me here, they've never been involved in Grand GEDEH politics before. So that's cheap politics. That's what they do. They don't like me. Why don't they like you? Are you the only politician in Grand GEDEH? Are you? Why haven't we heard George Bolle's name being complicit in these things that happen in Grand GEDEH? Or Marsha Dennis? Or Ero Madison Graham? Why is just you and Zoe? So even if they are all lies, why do people lie on just the two of you? And that is what I'm saying. This is not a legal matter. They say where there is smoke, there is fire. So when you say people are lying on me or people don't like me, that's cheap politics. You know, when I started campaigning first, my first trip in the county, you know, after I left and went to Bison, I understand, you know, my opponent went behind me and said, well, I'm then push a cartoon in the United States. Because it's that stereotypical cheap politics that they are used to. So when you tell them, you say, oh, I defeated a man, that why the man doing this for me? The people that are involved in this effort, I've never been involved in any political thing before, a lot of them. He won't honor them? No. So Samson, that's what I can tell you is that is cheap politics. And it's not going to work. And the thing that I want Grant and others to realize, see, and it goes back to your earlier question, why now? The reason now is, you see, you know, dictators and bad leaders, when the handwriting is on the wall, they can't see it. They don't see it. And that's why they get destroyed. This is a tipping point for Grand GEDEH. And Ellis Grant and other people need to realize it. It will not go back to business as usual. You know what? You know the effort that will begin now? The next election, we will lobby here in the diaspora Ghanaians will go back home and they will vote. They are Liberians. They are entitled to vote. And these guardians, they own Ghanaians. When this issue is over, we will start mobilizing so that our people will go home and vote. They don't own Ghanaians, and they are not ashamed. You know, Ellis came last night, he was sharing with us what he will do as superintendent. You will go and do Cocoa Cooperative, you will do farm to market road. And I asked him, Alex, farm to market road, you need equipment. What did you do when our equipment was misused? He couldn't answer. He did nothing. So if you are so development oriented and the equipment has been misused, you will keep quiet. He will lobby so young Nigerians can get jobs. You've been there 12 years. How many young Nigerians have gotten jobs? I asked the man, you're going to lead Nigeria. When Ira Madison died, did you go to the funeral? He said, no, because Ira that chairman, Bible man, and Bible man, I'm supposed to go see chairman body and stuff. I said, fine. Did you go to his family to sympathize with them? No. Alfred Donald got missing. Have you ever seen his family? Have you sympathized with them? When I began to I go there, I will go there. 2 years on. Are you serious? That's the man you want to lead Nigeria? No, let me answer your other question. Let me answer your other question, Samson, about the president. And I think this is the misconception we have. What did this Article 17 say? It said the people have the right to assemble and consult upon the common good, to instruct their representatives, and to petition the government or other functionaries for the redress of their grievances.
Okay.
So if you have a grievance, you petition your government to address your grievance.
Good point.
And that's exactly what we are doing.
Okay, let's push that a little bit, Mr. NYANUE. We're petition and doing those process, they don't come cheap. We got to collect money and what have you. The young people we have that are demonstrating against Mr. Grant, information reaching of other people are saying because of our support for that group, that they continue to go at the Capitol building to demonstrate. And I have a video here that, in fact, is in a chat room where they were attacked. And the people, other people are suggesting because of our support, these things are happening. Do you care to address that? These violence that are breaking up because they believe, and I believe Mr. Gray himself also made that statement to me, that because we send money to these young people, they stay out there and create these havoc for his supporters. So are we concerned about something like that?
So here's the thing, Samson. And that is, for me, that is the tragedy of Liberia. Because you see, these people get these political positions, they get money all kinds of ways, and then they use the money to corrupt the system. Because of the level of poverty in our country, they can hire people. Like Grand Chief of Office Staff said, he hired somebody to brutalize him. See, and here's what I want to tell Grant and others. We have the constitutional right to petition the government. And in petitioning the government, we'll do everything we can to make our voices heard. Now, if we need to amplify our voices, to facilitate amplifying those voices, we will do that. What we have said repeatedly is that we will never be engaged in violence. It must be peaceful. And if you look at that video that you are referencing right now, the young people were attacked. You look at that video, the people who were hurt were not grand people. And if you have a video where grand people were, because we brought it up with him last night, where people were hurt, show the video. The young people that were rushed to hospital, Kai G and other people, were attacked. So the point that I want to make is something which everybody needs to get clear. You know, they say put in America raising money. We are saying we don't want CHERSIA Grant to be superintendent of Grand GEDEH. And we want that word to get to everybody. And whatever we can do to make sure it gets to everybody, we will do. If it means paying for people to go on the radio, we'll pay them to go on the radio. If it means giving people money to get a poster and placards to say we don't want grant, we will do it. All we will not do, we will never be engaged in violent activities. Anybody with whom we work to amplify this message and make sure it gets to where it needs to get, will understand that everything we're going to be doing will be done peacefully.
And let me read something you wrote some time ago when Ira Madison passed. And I'm not going to read the entire thing. I just want to read a specific area here. You said the anger that this tragedy has unleashed is now firming the frame of violence in Zwadru, with reports of homes of individuals alleged to be responsible for his death, and at least one public building being burned. Okay, while the anger is certainly understandable and justified, we should never allow it to be channeled through the violent act. And I'm not reading the whole thing. This is saying when Zopeno house was damaged, you're telling those people this is not the way you want to go. So I know the reason I'm bringing this up, because I keep asking these questions, and I want the audience to know who you are. You are not a violent person. That's never your intake. In as much as people would accuse you of X, Y, and Z, you continue whenever you see. In fact, when Yeka Koluba and Cummings were attacked in Grand GEDEH, I said my word, attack in Grand GEDEH. You stood up and said, this is not who we are. We should be allow people to freely move around in Liberia, because Liberia is our country. Exactly. And so I know who you are. But let me ask you this, Mr. NYANUE. With what you just stated, that you would peacefully support people to actually carry out the article that you read from the Constitution to petition the government. Do you also understand that now all Liberians have the same capacity in terms of peaceful demonstration? Why, if these things turn out to be deadly or violent, what do we do then? Do we take full responsibility as a group?
No, the government will then act. Anyone who is involved in violence, that's a violation of the law. The government must then intervene. And the people who are responsible for the violence must be brought to book. Like the last incident, the young people were attacked. Those people who attacked them should be brought to book. Peaceful people must be allowed to peacefully petition their government. But you see, the thing that people like Grandin do, they intimidate the young people. And when Grant comes to us and say, we who are his constituents, he comes to us and say,
you're not from Boston District. How you will be a constituent?
No. They are the leaders of the county, or at least he's been one of the leaders of the county, right? Okay. So he doesn't want to speak for Bazo, he speaks for Grand GEDEH. But when he comes and say, it doesn't matter what you say, I will be superintendent. That level of arrogance, right? Because when Grant was first nominated, I personally called him as Mandodi. And I said, Dodi, listen to the people. It's not all about, I have worked for UN or this. I said, you need to lead. So what I'm saying is that level of arrogance that no matter what their people say, they will do what they want to do. And the way they do that is because they brutalize the people. They intimidate them. The young people who don't agree with them, they brutalize them. And Grant is saying, no matter what you say, I'll be superintendent of Grand GEDEH. Why? Because then once he's appointed, now you have the police on his side and you have the army on his side, and then you're going to coerce people. Because I hear you can't even go to Quinabo. We asked him last night, he denied. But I know during the election, he was designated to go to Ziatan. You go ask him whether he went. He did not go.
So let me ask you.
But now, if he was to go to
Mr.
Grand
Nyanu.
Gede with the police behind him, then he's going to walk into Seattle with police behind him. And whoever, go and protest, then they'll brutalize you.
So
That's
let me
what
ask
is our people.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Nyanu. So if the president and the Senate carry out their duty and they say this is the person we want Grant, and Grant is in there, do we have it within us to say, okay, let's work with Grant and people to achieve our objective, which is unity in the county and development for the people of Grand Gede? Can we do that? Or we're going to insist zero-sum game?
Let me say this to you.
Are you saying that this group, there's no compromise, zero-sum game? No grant or nothing?
No, let me say this.
Is that where we're going?
Let me say this to you.
Okay.
Grant's appointment to Grand Gede will be an insult to the people of Grand Gede. The president of Liberia does not want to insult the people of Grand Gede. Grand Gede has a lot of capable people. We are saying to the president and the Senate, this man will be an imposition. And if you appoint Grant there, if it's going to be 6 years, we will try in 6 years to tell you that peacefully. We'll tell you, every day we'll tell you he is an imposition. So and that's what we're saying to everybody.
You just told us that when if he's appointed, folks, the number is not out yet. I'm not taking call, so don't call. If he's appointed, okay, and the Senate confirm, and he goes out to become superintendent, where now he will have the law on his side in terms of the security apparatus. And you're saying that you're going to, until the 6 years is over, you will continue to, by demonstration, which folks gonna get in the street because you can't be in your house and demonstrate. What happened then if those demonstrations turn to violent? Do we as a
answer
group?
that question, Samson?
No, I want you. What I want to say.
So let me say this now, because it's a dangerous thing to dwell in hypotheticals, right? And our sincere wish and prayer is that we don't get there. That's not a good place. It can be prevented. So why do we want to go there, right? We don't want to go there. The thing that Grant and others in Liberia need to realize is citizens have rights. And if you have authority, your authority is to protect those rights. And those rights mean peacefully assembling. It means peacefully demonstrating. It means peacefully protesting. And it's the duty of the government to protect those rights. What they have done in Grand Gede in particular is to abuse those rights. And we are seeing for us here in the diaspora,
you keep saying they. Who they? Who they?
Grant, for example. I said Grant, for example. I just told you his own chief of officer accused him of hiring somebody to beat him up. And he almost killed him. Now, yeah, he didn't go to court, right? So he was never convicted in the court of law. But what I'm saying is, when you go to Grand Gede, something, I told Grand Gede twice. I went to every town in Bison. I spent 3 days in Bo. I spent 4 days in Putu. In the Bison area, BI and Bison, I slept in Deble 1 night. I slept in Jaudi 2 nights. I slept in Porter. I toured that county. And everywhere that I went, except in the Putu area, I didn't hear a lot. But everywhere that I went, CHERSIA Grant name was not good. I told you last night when I went to a campaign, I said, you know how many people warn me about you? Everywhere that I went. So we are telling the president, this is not personal. This is not personal. Like I said, last night when we met with him, a lot of the people that he engaged, he didn't know them. And they didn't know him personally. Why would they have asked to grant with him, when they don't have any personal issue with him? His track record is what makes it impossible for him to lead our people. And for anyone to insist that he should lead our people, then it's an insult to us. It's nothing personal. It's not personal. Grant cannot make anybody feel that, oh, NYANUE asked me to support you. I said no, and that why you doing it? First of all, I never did it. It's a complete bull. I never did it. And to talk about Matthew White, I don't know, 2005 or whenever that incident happened. And I'm saying, just look at the list that was attached to the petition. Go through that list and see the people. Did he defeat Ambassador Harota? No. Benedict Ray, Michael Ray, these are professional people. Arthur Watson, did he defeat those people? So that's what I'm saying. Dictators and bad leaders don't see the writing on the wall. This is a tipping point.
Okay. So let's please tell us as Grand GEDEH now, what will be the end result? What are we trying to achieve? I know we don't want Grant, but what if the president and the Senate decide to send Grant to Grand GEDEH? Then what? You stay here, but I just want you to see if you can give us a clear, don't give us the Liberian politician talk. Tell me exactly in my own total language. Then what?
Yeah. Let me tell you in the total language.
Yeah,
I'll
please.
tell you two things. Hypothetically, God forbid, if they were to send Grant and insist that Grant should go to Grand GEDEH, we would take it as an insult. We, the people of Grand GEDEH, would take it as an insult to us. That is the first thing. The second thing is we will continue to tell them that he's an imposition. Whichever way we'll do it, we'll go on the radio. If we need to demonstrate, we will continue to tell them that he's an imposition. I think it can be better. It can be better stated in total language than that. Something that is it.
I'm asking this, Mr. Nyanu, and you're not stranger to this as well. We had Kai Fale in there, and Grand GEDEANS living in Zwadru. The others in Grand GEDEH wrote President Weah and the Internal Affairs Minister that they didn't want Kai Fale anymore, but they kept him there. Kai Fale, and let me just say this here as well, since I'm on here. I had an opportunity with the help of GEDEH. I was able to talk to Kai Fale for me to provide my help to go to Grand GEDEH and help to fix the road, to rehabilitate the road. And they promised me that, yes, we will ask you to do that. The superintendent himself and GEDEH promised me that indeed we were going to do that. I got myself ready. I was not willing. I didn't want any money from that. I was going to pay my own way and do everything. I just want to make sure, because the road right there in Pella Village is about 10 miles, not even 10 miles from Toll Town. And people get stuck over there. And I'm here fixing California road up and down and stuff. And nobody can go through Toll Town. It was not only embarrassment for me, but it was very hurtful. And I wanted to do something. So I talked to them. And up to this point, of course, they never got back to me. So when I went home, now listen to this as well. I'm not here defending CHERSIA. I'm just asking these questions so people will understand. When I went home 2 years ago, CHERSIA met me at a funeral. Mr. Toa, say, yeah, you're here now. I say, yeah, what a blueprint. He started laughing at me. They were all laughing, making fun of something that I tell I was going to offer. But despite all of that, he's still a Grand GEDEH. Mr. Nyanu, Do we not? Let me ask you again. I asked you this before, but I will push this and then I will ask you to see if you want me to open the line. Do we not have it within us? If he does not have the capacity, if he does not have the power within him, if he does not have the means to unite Grand Guinea, can we not, if that's what the president and his people are going to give us, can we not work with him? And do we want to go again for another 6 years without us being able to get hold of developmental issue in Grand Guinea? Are we always going to be, because they gave us somebody 6 years ago, nothing changed. Now we're going to get this person. Can we not say, okay, this is who you're giving us? It's an insult. However, he's a Grand Guinean. Remember now, Doe used to send a boy over there in Cape Mount County, who is a crime man, as a superintendent of Cape Mount County. They never said anything. They allowed that. But of course, he has the ability. So that's a different issue. But I'm saying for us, it's a crime man that is coming in Grand Guinea County. And if they're going to do this, as you're saying, that is an insult, can we not allow this insult and work with this young man and make sure we carry out the developmental agenda that all of us are seeking? Can we not do that?
So Samson, let me just push back on you a little bit.
Okay, please.
Why would they want to give us this insult? Why? Why would the president insist?
Let me go to you quickly. Let me go to you. It's a politics. Yeah. You voted for almost 80% for You didn't vote. Yeah. It was Cheshire Grant and his people that were campaigning heavily for Ambassador Buckeye. So politics is an interest business.
No, but so Samson, we know what politics. We know what politics.
Never get we are the vote. Never get Buckeye the vote. We get our vote to we are. And Buckeye and his people won. With Cheshire Grant ahead, campaigning heavily for Buckeye. Politics is about interest. Why can't they serve their interest, Mr. NYANUE?
So, Samson, here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Because you're correct, in a way. Because when the election was held, if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see my post. That I was disappointed the way things turned, and I congratulated those handful of Grand Guineans who campaigned for UP. I said they proved that Grand Guinea is not, that we are diverse. And even though their group was small, but they said that we are diverse. So here's the thing. CHERSIA Grant should not make anybody believe that he was the only Grand Guinean who campaigned for UP. He should not even make anybody believe that he campaigned more than the other people who campaigned. There's a young lady who competed against me in 2020 from the BI area.
From Bogota
area. Yeah, Bogota. She was in the trenches, Beatrice. Even the Kaiji. You didn't see Kaiji? Kaiji was their spokesperson. You didn't see Wessingay? Wessingay was there. And even though I don't want Peter Solo and Chris Bailey to go back because they've already served, but they were also there. They were in the trenches. I saw Chair Galley. He was in Zwedru. There are so many qualified Grand Guineans that put their necks on the line for UP in Grand Guinea. Not just CHERSIA Grant. And even if you check the record, CHERSIA involvement came towards the tail end of the campaign. So nobody is asking UP to appoint ANC person or even independent person. They are Grand Guineans who campaign for UP. And they're out there. We just didn't choose one of them. And the thing about CHERSIA, we told you last night something. CHERSIA is my own Dodi. I'm cheering his Bible. It's not personal. It's not personal. Steve Bolle told you last night, CHERSIA, even if those of us who have little connection, you know, if the president say you want to make you there, you say we'll root for you. Even if it means we'll put in war for you. But you are just not the right person from Grand GEDEH at this time. That is the bottom line. And yes, it is something. I just want to give you a little history here. I know you know, but let me just say, you know, one of the problems in Liberia, when Barclay was president, and he was having all this fight with the crews and the Gribbles, even in Nima and in Grand GEDEH, people will tell you stories. When the soldiers will go there to go collect the hot tax, and people will not have the hot tax, and they will take their cattle, they will beat up people. Some places they will burn their villages. They mistreated our people so badly that our people became afraid of government. I remember when I was growing up, if my mom didn't hear you say you want to do something political, they will call you aside and tell you, leave the people thing.
Mm-hmm.
Our people have been afraid of government. So why did the people of Grand GEDEH accept Kaifale? Why? Maybe it's because Grand GEDEH people just love Jawia, and they didn't want to make Jawia look bad. So they suffer. But if you are in a place and there's something happening that you don't like, you don't say, oh, because that the government says so, I will just take it. No, you should not. You know, you should not. I mean,
Okay.
I personally wrote against Kaifale's administration. I did. So I am saying nobody should feel that because you are in government, that whatever you say is a done deal. No, actually in government, you work for the people. So if the people say something, then you have to listen.
Thank you, Mr. NYANUE, if you don't mind. Do you mind if we put the number up for people to call?
Go ahead.
Before I put the number up, of my own preference would be Thomas Collins, and if Thomas Collins doesn't come through, would be Fred Guillaume, because they're young and they can work. I know that. Fred Guillaume, when he was president of the association, asked me and a few other group, including Talu, now being governor, to look into the road issue. This road issue in Grand GEDEH has always been a problem. I mean, you and I have had conversation about that before. So I'm hoping if for some reason they decide to change their mind, my other hope also is that CHERSIA Grant, perhaps he might see reason to say, you know, Grand GEDEH is bigger than all of us. And perhaps he can go back and rebrand himself and come back 2029. He's a politician. Exactly. It's not something that, if you don't have to be a superintendent of Grand GEDEH in order to serve your people. If your intent is actually to serve, and that people, not just the diaspora, the people in Grand GEDEH County say no, they don't want you. The old people start talking and things like that. You know, take that and go do something, improve whatever it is that the people think you don't have, and come back. That's what a man is. They say when you're down, you don't stay down. As a man, you get up. But let me open the line, Mr. NYANUE.
No, but Samson, let me just make the last comment before you open the line.
Yeah, please.
Because that was exactly what was suggested to him last night. Stand down. Right? You're a young man. You still have your life ahead of you. If all of these things are lies that people have against you, rebrand yourself. Prove to people these next few years that, in fact, the things that they've been saying about you are not true, right? And demonstrate it. He and I chatted today. And I told him the same thing.
Okay.
That you will see wisdom and stand down. Because this is not a way to do it.
Going to extend,
he's going to make, he's going to gain points.
Yeah.
In his corner.
If it doesn't go well for him, I'm going to extend invitation for him to appear here on our show where we'll have the conversation. But let me go ahead and put a number up, folks. I'm going to put a number up. but we're not going to be having. This is the liberal. This is not a Alfonso show. This is the liberal. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. Y'all call you start talking plenty. My battery can die. Don't say I don't tell you. Samson too. yeah, man. Yeah, you know what my battery can die for. I'm ready yet, my man. I'm ready yet. By the way, folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public. I want to thank all of you, those that you have been listening. Please keep it civil when we call here. We have these conversations. Please keep it civil so that we'll have clear understanding. I think you heard Mr. NYANUE saying this is not about Grant. It's about the county. And if LIBERIA is doing well, specifically Grant GEDEH is doing well, LIBERIA will do well. My preference will be Timothy Collins. And if Timothy Collins is not in there, Fred Guian. Those are the two people that I'm going to support. Not support, but those are the people that I will ask the government to do for us. But let me put this number up, Mr. NYANUE. So let me first of all connect okay. So it's connecting. Give us the meaning here. Samson told LIBERIA Public. But man, wait. Jesus. Oh. Yeah. The device says it's not even working against that. Yeah, man. Yeah, okay. If not, we just do it the old way there. Okay, Mr. NYANUE, I'm trying to connect, so please. Oh my goodness, pair too, because it's a new one. Okay, we're connected. All right, folks, the number is. Let me put a number up. All right, that's the number, folks. If you're listening, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, give us a call, 916-533-2048. Don't call the other number. That number stay in total, not register in America. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Mr. NYANUE, while we're waiting for the callers to make their call and what have you, let's continue with this conversation. So this process that we're on now, you are saying, okay. Walter Carter, good evening. Samson told, go ahead. I'm here speaking with Mr. NYANUE. Are you going to make comment on this?
Sure, Mr. Todd. That's the usually I've been following the show from the get-go. So that's
okay. Mr. NYANUE, can you hear me?
Not because I'm not a grand,
yes.
I'm not a grand GEDEANS, but Mr.
Walter Carter, Walter Carter,
yeah.
You're not from Grand GEDEH County. Don't talk in our business. No, I'm just kidding.
But Grand GEDEH is part of LIBERIA. So when Grand GEDEH here heading, my here will head me too.
Okay,
so
all
the
right.
thing, right? That's the thing.
Go ahead, Walter. He's LPR, one of LPR family member. Go ahead, Walter, please.
I think this the reason why we said your president, our president, he has to have wisdom. The things that people say about him, he has to show it. When the Liberian people speak and say we do not want certain things, he should be faster listening to the Liberian people and say, okay, the people of Grand GEDEH spoke to him. They have been speaking to him that they do not want this individual. And I keep hearing pushing your guests to say if the president continue to insist, if the president insists, the people say they do not want him. We should echo it loud and clear to Mr. Bwaka that the people of Grand GEDEH do not want Chester Grams. Because if he forced Chester Grams on the people of Grand GEDEH, it could be disastrous. And this, you as one of the strong supporters of Mr. Bwaka, should tell him if you don't want to fail, to tell him don't send Chester.
Hold on. Let me put another CDC on. Okay, can we make anything the CDC show now?
You understand? Why your phone battery dying or what?
Yeah, my battery dying.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Let me bring the other one in. Thank you. Aaron Brapley, IE number 9. Go ahead. You're online. Go ahead. Mr. NYANUE, these are our regular callers, so we know each other well.
So if you can hear me clear, I think it's about time that the people of Grand GEDEH should a supporter of this administration should try to talk to Joseph Boakai. It's like the same thing with the army wives. They have been complaining from George Weah up to Boakai and telling them, we do not want this man to be our leader. We do not want the man to head the army, nothing. And he still insisted, and it had a bad end. So the people of Grand Gedeh saying they do not want this individual. He has to work with them. He can't work in isolation. He has to work with them. So let them listen, let the government listen to the people.
Thank you.
That's how I got to say, Mr. Stowe. Thank you for
you.
And I appreciate your guest for coming on. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. He's always okay. Let me take our Aaron. Aaron Bropler, go ahead. Aaron. Oh, Jesus. Aaron, you got to call back. Okay, let me just call him. Okay. Aaron, are you there? Okay. All right. So, Mr. Nyanu, as I was saying, I'll wait for Aaron. He'll call back. Anyway, Aaron, if you're listening, you can call. I tried to connect you, but it went off. So, Mr. Nyanu, so as I was going to ask you, with this new process, newfound courage that we found ourselves in now, is this something that we're going to use? Oh my God. Okay. Samson to LeBron Pobrito, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind? My guest is Mr. William Nyanu here this evening.
Okay, good. Mr. Samson. So
can you hold on 1 minute? Let me merge this caller, please.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. Aaron. Yes, what kind of your CDC Oakley phone you're using? You can. Okay, let me see. Good evening, Samson to Labrador Public. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind? I'm here with Mr. Nyanu this evening.
Yeah, this is Edward Tarr calling from Chicago, Illinois.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Tarr, because I don't want to merge Aaron again. You get dropped off. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Tour. Thank you, Mr. Nyanu. Yeah. What we are talking about here, I mean, it's about Grand Gedeh. It's about Grand Gedeh. And as you are well aware, the superintendent is not going to leave from Monrovia. He's not going to leave from any other parts, of the country beside in Grand Gedeh in Zredru. So if you can't go to another house, how is he going to lead our people? I mean, you will not go to Queen Yao. You will not go to Niao. Okay? So you only going to leave part of let's say Bazon and some part of Tien district? No. Let him go clear the air to see all the accusations against him, whether they are true or not. I mean, we need somebody to unite us. Before the people of Grand Gedeh, we were not talking, but we got to start from somewhere. Are we going to sit down and things happen and nobody say anything? And we say we want change? How do you get change when you don't talk? How will you get change when you don't, get the right person in power? We need to say something.
Okay.
We shouldn't do business as usual or who know you. No. Somebody that is not good for the county, it's not good.
Okay, just hold on 1 minute. Let me merge this other color. I hope it doesn't drop on this time. Are you there? What's going on? Hello, caller, are you still online? Okay, the next caller, 4837 number. Are you there? Okay, we'll just do this thing here. Mr. Todd, are you still with us? Okay. Folks, let me see if for some reason these people are not calling. Okay, Mr. Nyanu, as I was saying, okay, I think he's coming back on.
Please leave your message for.
They're not picking up. So if I even try calling them back, they're not picking. Okay, let's call. Mr. Mike, I put number over there. Mr. Thomas, go ahead. Go ahead, Thomas.
Okay, good. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Toll. I appreciate you all the time on the show.
Thank you.
Yes, and I actually love to see you because, I mean, that's the kind of way I like for people to run a show. You bring the action, you bring the concern, and the topic is always on the point. Right. Concerning the selection made by the president for the county of Grand GEDEH, like what the panelists said, I mean, he made it clear that it would be good that he stand down and he sought out those things that is concerning his appointment. If he can sort them out, then it will be good and welcoming to the people of Grand GEDEH. You see, don't if fingers are pointing to you, ask yourself, what are those things that I'm not seeing that someone can see? And how can I make it clear to them so as we can work together? It will be good that way instead of forcing his way into Grand GEDEH, because you are all servant to the people of Grand GEDEH. And you can't say because the president appointed you to be there, so you're now taking serious note on the issue that the people bringing forward, because it will not help your work in Grand GEDEH. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate your comment. Okay, I think I need to call a few other people here that have been calling. Let me call Aaron back. And then I'll call Miley.
Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Brother Samson told Labrador Pub Radio. You called earlier, but I was having so much issue. Go ahead. What's on your mind? What do you want to talk about? Can you lower your monitor?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening to your guests.
Thank you.
Great conversation, Mr. Toll. But, I'm sitting here, listening to the show as usual, right? And I'm saying to myself, the local government ordinance, that is in the Constitution of Liberia. Don't you guys think it's time for us to talk about it? The mayor of a city, the superintendent of a county, these are people that are supposed to be elected by their own people. They're going to work with the people on a day-to-day basis. You understand what I'm saying? So, like Grand GEDEH today, it will happen to other counties. It will happen to other counties. I'm from Sano County. Somebody else from Cape Mar County would not be happy with somebody, who they bring in to be superintendent for their county. So this is the time for us to have that thought. I'm not pointing finger to the UP government or the CDC government and stuff like that, but I think this is the time for the Liberian legislatures to sit down and say, look, let's look into the local government ordinance. Let's look into this stuff and see whether we can start doing this. Okay, that's my suggestion.
Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it. Let me go now call Dr. Marley. So, Marley Jones.
Hello?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Jones, Dr. Jones. I was having issue connecting with you earlier, but go ahead. You want to make a point?
Yeah. I'm a little bit afraid. Anyway, let me extend my greeting to your guests.
Thank you.
And I know everything they're doing right now is political. But I just want to leave a few suggestions with them. And the few suggestions I want to leave here, I'm leaving it with a caveat. They voted for George Weah. This guy voted for Joseph Boakai. Do you want to believe this group, Joseph Boakai, don't know about this man and all his clandestine operation in our country? Do you want to know that Joseph Boakai is not aware of these things?
Yeah.
Yet he went to appoint this man.
No, I don't think. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Two, anybody who is not from Grand GEDEH County will hastily jump to conclusion that, oh, these are George Weah people. They don't like Joseph Boakai appointment, who is also a Grand GEDEH that supported Unity Party. People who don't come from Grand GEDEH will come from that line, right? But my question to your guest here is this.
Yeah, but before you ask your question, Marley, please, let me just say this here.
Yeah.
The question you're asking and the suggestion is quite in place, but this is why, Mr. NYANUE, I'm taking almost 2 hours here explaining that it's not about the president and his appointment. It's about the man you're appointing and what things that they don't believe this man can do. So President Boakai most likely does not have the knowledge of the past deal of Representative Grant. And that's why the petition enlisting the reason why they don't think he should be. So that's the form of information. But go ahead, ask your question to the guest.
Yes, point of correction.
Okay.
The people of this is a political appointment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The people of Grand GEDEH County will have to work with political appointees. That is just the fact. And people come to power based on so many reasons. This man has been there with all the issues before Joseph Boakai even appointed him. They have there one day gone to court. Liberia is a democratic republic right now. Have they one day gone to court with all the issues your guest has raised here, which of course I don't have all the facts. He may have all the facts. Have they one day gone to court to take the man to court and say, yes, we took the man to court, he defeated or we defeated him? That one. Two, I'm concerned about development going to the people of Grand GEDEH County. This man has got his own loyalists. He got his own forces down there. He got his own people down there. Trust me, there are going to be a fight in Grand GEDEH County, and I don't think it's necessary right now. There is going to be a fight in Grand GEDEH County if the man is removed. He will undermine whosoever that is going to that place there. At the end of the day, there are going to be a fight in that county. No. Even the black snake,
he cannot just get up and try to undermine.
Listen, don't overlook this.
Okay.
Even the black snake in the bush has
know.
got its friend. The black snake in the bush has got its friend. Let me be clear with you. Okay. So what is happening now? The ordinary Grand GEDEH are going to suffer while the politicians are fighting. And I don't think it's an August way for us right now. We need unity everywhere. Okay. Why if the 16th county petition the president that going forward, all the people you appointed, we don't want them. There are going to be a political chaos in that nation. So I will want to talk to your guests. For now, let them hold their peace. The peace is paramount than the politics. That man get his group, he get his people, he get people that are supporting him down there. That is no fact about it. All right? So I will appeal to the guests. What they're doing is they are right to petition the president. But for the sake of peace and for the people of Grand GEDEH County, let them tune down the volume and study this thing again, because this will be a disgrace to the president for him to appoint and people petition that he withdraw it, then that means the president don't even know what he's doing. And Joshua Barker will think twice in this thing. So I just want to appeal for the sake of peace. We need peace all over that country right now. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mali. Dr. Mali. Okay. Let me see who else I can call here that I've been calling. Okay. All right. I've already called. Okay, Mr. Yano, you want to address any of those things, or we can just continue with the conversation?
No, let me just say a few things to your last caller. I think our effort is intended to achieve exactly what he talks about, which is peace. We are saying if this guy is imposed on the county, there will be no peace. Right? And you see, he talks about development. And I mean, I don't know which county he's from, but people from
I already sent him to Grand GEDEH. He's from Lofa County, but he and myself already switched place. He's in Grand GEDEH. I'm in Lofa now.
All right. So then I just asked him to go visit Zwedru. You talk about development? They ain't go to Zwedru. You know, the streets are eroded. The county construction equipment all damaged. You talking about development? And that is exactly what we are concerned about. That we could spend another 6 years bickering and the county just keeps going down the drain. You know, and like we've repeatedly said, the nominee is a Grand GEDEAN. He's a brother of ours. So this is not a vendetta against him or a personal issue. We are simply saying to him at this point in time, maybe 2029, maybe thereafter, but at this point in time, you are just not the right person to go there. You know, and something, this is what we say in the petition to the president. See, when they had that disaster in Toronto, where the tanker went and there was a huge fire and people died.
Right.
What happened? As president of the republic, he went there to sympathize with the people. You are here in this America. When there's a disaster, the president goes there. He is the chief consoler. He goes there and he tells the people everything will be okay. What we are saying is, CHERSIA will not be able to do it. That's one of his functions. That will be one of his functions as superintendent. And that's why I asked him, when your colleague died, you and Iro were in a house for how long? At least 3 years. And the man died. And you couldn't even go to his wife and say, never mind, if you don't want to see the body. Somebody from Grand GEDEH, they say, young man is missing. Young man is missing. And more than 2 years. You haven't gone to his family to say, you're never mind. Why? It's the indication that you cannot unify the county. Because he knows that if he had gone to Iro's funeral, there would have probably been a riot. That's why he didn't go. If he had gone to Queenable with this young man and say, go see the young man people, there probably would have been a riot. So he knows that. That's why he stayed away. So the point that we are making is, if CHERSIA will stand down, he can rebrand himself the next 4 or 5 years. He can rebrand himself, and then he can come back, deal with all these issues. That's what we're saying. Just deal with them. You know, and whoever is the president, they see it, you know, fit to do something else in the future, then so be it.
Let me take this other caller. Caller, go ahead. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind? Hello. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to reason where you are still doing.
Okay.
He's laying out a valid point tonight. Because the key
Your phone is not doing us the favor. We can't hear you.
Are you not? You're not hearing me say, Mr. Toro?
Yeah, we can hear you little by little. So let me call you right back.
Okay, sir.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Cooper, his name is Cooper. Cooper, if you get this message, give us a call. I'm not too sure what is happening here tonight. But anyway, while I'm waiting for Cooper call, and the sad thing is he's in agreement with you, Mr. NYANUE, and so I hope you'll call back. But let's go ahead. The 10-15 minute we have, 10 minutes actually, that we have with us. So this group that you have, the Granadian, the Diaspora Granadian Voice, is it only going to be limited to the county, or this is the issue? Because in the GEDEH community, there's also issues. Are we now going to see this GEDEH Diaspora Voice to be able to bring GEDEH people back together? Because right now we do have a split organization. So do we see this group here being instrumental in bringing us back together as family?
Samson, the thing is that this group is not an organization in the true sense of the word. These are Granadians who feel concerned about this particular issue of CHERSIA's nomination.
Okay. Mr. NYANUE, hold on 1 minute. Cooper, are you there?
Hey, Mr. Toro, are you getting me now?
Yes, much better. Mr. NYANUE, please let me just finish it and then we can go through. Go ahead, make a point.
What I was saying, I said that your studio get raised a valid point tonight. The leader, the person appointing the mayor as a superintendent mayor is going to work with the citizens. When the citizens are not satisfied with the mayor, who will the mayor work with? He is not going to work with the animal that in the town. He's going to rule the people. So this is very much important. Besides this identical young man that they are saying that they don't want him, he should do the right thing. That's not that's for his life. He should go and do the right thing. If the person really know that the man really work for him, there's not a only position the government. I think to small area. When they have people there, you can't speak there. When you get a man back, you rule the people on your hand. And one of the things, the last one I want to say, Mr. Toro, concerning the main credential. I can remember when the present foreign affairs minister issue came about that she credential was fake. You were one of those, Mr. Toro, that back there when he said the woman was more qualified. But you never look at this. We're coming in LIBERIA today. And you back the woman, you spoke for the woman on the show. So now it's put on your feet now. So can we say we look at the main credential, or we looking at what we have been doing in the country? So it's not working with the people. That the president appoint another person. They got other parties in the country that work hard more than this man.
Okay, I already told Baka to President Baka to pick Thomas Collins of Fred Guion. We already have the name.
I think that would be the best thing to do instead of going from project to project, because if they are certain that then they go project again. So the president going start a committee again to go investigate. To avoid problem in the future, we avoid the nomination and have another policy for that place that we think that the citizen can work with. Thank you, Mr. Toro.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Mr. NYANUE, go ahead. I think that will be the last caller. Let me just take the number off. But go ahead, Mr. NYANUE. You were saying something about this group is not an organization.
So what I was saying is that this is not an organization in the true sense of the word. We don't have bylaws and constitution and president, all of that. This is just a group of people, a group of Grand GEDEANS who, like I said, and I use that word, deliberately, who were frightened by Grant's nomination and who said we should come together to literally beg the president, because that's what we're doing. We're petitioning him, say, let's get together and let the president know that, CHERSIA is just not the right person. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a single issue group. The group is together because of CHERSIA. Now, once the CHERSIA issue is settled, whether the group will want to be something else, that is something down the road, a conversation that we will have. But right now, where we are, our focus is making sure that the country remains peaceful and that our own countryman, CHERSIA Grant, does the right thing, and that, we find somebody suitable who can unite our people. There are a lot of qualified people there.
So this qualified people business, so if President Baka was to call you tonight, say, give me a name, what name you would give?
But here's the thing, though, something people have asked me that question several times. I think that way of thinking presupposes that this group is in there because they don't want Grant and they want somebody else. They want this particular person.
And the president tried to consult.
No. Yeah, definitely. If you ask William NYANUE, it's an entirely different thing. Even though the seat I'm sitting in now, it will be difficult to make a distinction between William NYANUE as an individual and William NYANUE as head of this group. So it makes it difficult.
But they do that in LIBERIA all the time. They say I'm deputy minister, but I'm deputy minister for information, but I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah, but something. No, my name is William NYANUE, and I'm my own person. For me, credibility is important. We are not in this thing to promote any one person, right? And that's why it will appear like if the group say, okay, we don't want John, we want Peter Paul. Now, if the president is gracious enough to say, okay, Grand GEDEH, you'll get together and make a recommendation to me, and I'll give you time to do it, definitely we'll do it. We'll draw out a process so that it's fair. We'll draw out the appropriate guidelines. People who are interested will ask them to send their resume. We'll have a qualified team to review their resume against the guideline, and we'll make a recommendation. We're not going to be arbitrary in what we do. All we are saying, and even the second letter we wrote to the president, we said to the president, here's the kind of person we are looking for, right? We give a description of the kind of person we are looking for, right? They don't have to fit 100% the description we gave, but we want somebody who will unify the country. That is the number one thing. We want somebody who will go there and children will not be beaten and harassed. The people will be together and they'll work together. Who will unify? And somebody that our people trust. That's the bottom line that we want. And like I keep saying tonight, there are several people there who support the Unity Party who fit that description. It's not just CHERSIA Grant, So right now we are now recommending something. Use something to you can do what you did. You want Fred Guian or Tim Collins. I think that's fair. That's based on your own judgment. But as a group, for us to make that kind of determination, we must have a fair process. So it gives everybody, give everybody equal opportunity to vie for the position.
For me, when they say that two people are one, I don't have to consult anybody. I tell President Baka, this is the two people. Tim Collins first. If you can't give me Tim Collins, give me Fred Guian. I'm not looking for anybody else.
That's good. That's fine with you. But when you're working in group dynamics, that's not how groups work. If you want to maintain group cohesion, you have to be objective in the way you approach issues. So
fair enough. Anyhow, Mr. NYANUE, as usual, it's been, talking to you. I've always been a good thing, and we appreciate it. I know that these things are very difficult, but we're talking about a son of Grand GEDEH. And because most of us usually will be in a happy mood if we have a son to be appointed or nominated by the President of the Republic of Liberia. As Grand GEDEH, it brings pride to us. But this one here was a little bit difficult. And many of us have put together and said, no, not this time. So I think, and again, as I stated to Honorable Grant the last time, this is not about him. This is about the county. So if I have the opportunity again to talk to him, I will do so. And if he's already nominated, and if he's confirmed, I'm just saying it out here why the people are still going to say no. I will offer my help. If he's confirmed, I will offer my help to whatever capacity that I think he doesn't have. I will offer my help to provide that capacity, specifically in the area that I'm good at. Not Tabata talking, I'm very good at that one too, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about developmental process. So I will offer my help if he's confirmed until President Baka can come back and listen to you guys and say no. In the meantime, I will offer my help to see what kinds of help I can get for Grand GEDEH, not necessarily for him. But Mr. NYANUE, before you go here, what will be your parting statement this evening? And I will bring you back again because I wanted to talk about, because you're very good at that too anyway, Liberian politics and also mixing in with the infrastructure because you are a civil engineer. And so I wanted to bring that in and see if we can have that conversation as well. But the Grand GEDEH issue is much more important, I think, stands. And so we didn't have the opportunity to go through that, but I will bring you back, IceQ, to see if you can visit us again and we'll have that conversation. What will be your parting statement this evening? We're going to be taking leave of you here very shortly.
Thank you, Samson. First, thanks for the opportunity to appear here tonight and to let your audience know where we are and why we are doing what we are doing. We repeatedly say this is not personal. None of us has a personal axe to grind with Mr. Grant. He's a Grand GEDEAN, and we should be rooting for him when he succeeds. The issue that we are up against is bigger than him. It's about Grand GEDEH. And if you know Grand GEDEH's history, Grand GEDEH has been one of those places that has been marginalized for a long time. And I think it's unfair to us that we who are from that place, people like you, who know how to make things happen, people that are there in Liberia, that are in Grand GEDEH itself, who know how to make things happen, for them to sit down and let Grand GEDEH continue to wallow in a kind of pathetic situation that is in. We must begin to speak up and to speak peacefully, but speak firmly. I appreciate your willingness to help CHERSIA. I will suggest to you that I think the biggest help you can give him and give Grand GEDEH is to persuade him to stand down. That's the bigger help you can give him and that you can give the people of Grand GEDEH. Those of you that have influence on him, call him to stand down. And standing down simply means you go to the president and say, the way I see things are, I don't want to give you a headache. Please withdraw my name. That will be a favor to the president. That will be a favor to his own people. That will be a favor to the county and himself. Second thing I want to say is we want to continue to appeal to the president and the Senate so that we don't, you know, create a problem, an unnecessary problem. We know the president is wise. He has a lot of experience, and we are praying and hoping that he will see the wisdom in what we are asking him to do. The thing that I said earlier before was that, you know, people who are in authority and who don't do well, they don't recognize signs when they come. You know, something can, you know, it's happening all the time, but when it's about to change, people who are perceptive, they see the change coming and they adjust. There are a lot of other people who don't see the change coming and they don't adjust. And I think that's what is happening to Grand GEDEH and maybe happening to CHERSIA. This issue is a tipping point. It's bringing Grand GEDEH into a new phase. And he needs to realize that, he and others need to realize that we are going into a new phase. Like I said, the next 6 years, we Grand GEDEans here in the diaspora, I will lend my support as much as I can to make sure people start saving money now so that when the time comes, you can go to LIBERIA and register to vote. And then you go to Grand GEDEH to vote. This is a tipping point. You know, because we can't just complain. We got to do something. You know, we got to do something. And the last thing I want to say is, I really want to put out this appeal to Grand GEDEans everywhere. Right now in this group, we have representation from Australia, from Canada, from Nigeria, and the US. I'm putting out this SOS for Grand GEDEans everywhere. In Monrovia, if they are in Ghana, in the UK, wherever they are, to get involved and to make their voices heard. Because this is the future of the country that we are talking about. And if we are all united in this effort and make our brother to understand that this is not a personal thing against him, we will succeed. And if we succeed, there will be peace in Grand GEDEH. And once there's peace and the right person is there, we can all rally around that one person to develop the country. The thing that I've said when I was in Grand GEDEH, you know, a few years ago, I was saying to them that I don't see any reason why, for example, when Kai Fale was superintendent, why he wouldn't come to the diaspora with his plan and say to diaspora Grand GEDEans, this is what I want to do, I need your help. And people here will rally. Bring a credible plan, and they will rally. We want to see that place better. You know, so if we get the right person there, who has the right vision, who is willing to come to the diaspora and make requests, we will do it. I was talking to one of the young men. He wanted to connect Grand GEDEH as Zwedru, I think with Minnesota, with one of the Minnesota cities, or sister-city relationship. Nobody listened to him. He had the connections. He could have done it. I have said when I was in Grand GEDEH that the diaspora should be taken as Grand GEDEH 4th electoral district. That's how the diaspora should be looked at. But for some reason, some of the people, not all, some of the people who are in authority in Grand GEDEH despise people who are in the diaspora. They call them all kinds of names. They insult them. And this is not right. And we are saying we have to put a stop to it. Unless we do something, it's never going to stop. So we in the diaspora must mobilize and do something about it. So that's what I'm saying. I'm putting out this SOS. Let our people mobilize and let the authorities know that we don't want Mr. Grant as our superintendent. This time. Maybe another time when he settled all these issues and he's able to go everywhere in the county and our people have confidence in him, maybe he can become superintendent sometime in the future. But today, his record doesn't show that he's the appropriate person to be the superintendent of Grand GEDEH today. So we are appealing to the president, we are appealing to the senators. Please don't send grant to Grand GEDEH. Thank you, Samson.
Thank you very much, Mr. NYANUE. Appreciate it as usual. Please, we'll be calling on you again, not necessarily about grant, but however these things end, whether grant is giving granted the permission to go by the Senate, we'll ask you to come back. If it doesn't go, we're still going to ask you to come back, and we'll have another fruitful conversation, civil as usual. But thank you for your time, and we'll say good night to you as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Samson. Thank you.
Okay. Again, folks, Samson to Liberia Public Radio. I'm going to now put the link out there on the chat on the Facebook stuff. And any of you, Mr. Soul, if you're listening, and you care to join me here to have a closing on this thing, I will appreciate it. Any of you in the analyst, LPR analyst, I'm going to be putting this thing up right now so that you can join me and we can have that conversation as well. So let me put a link of the program on so we can have that conversation. If not, Mr. Soul, if you can, that's fine. We can come on tomorrow. We'll have a conversation as well. But not on this one here. Okay, so I was looking on the wrong phone. Again, we want to thank all of you tuning in this evening. Let me grab this thing here, put it up onto the copy. Okay. So LPR, Public Radio. Let's put it up here. Those of you that are still on here that want to participate in this conversation, I'm getting ready to put a link out. Radio. Let's put it up here. Those of you that are still on here that want to participate in this conversation, I'm getting ready to put a link out. Radio. Let's put it up here. Those of you that are still on here that want to participate in this conversation, give me a call. Or you can, when you see this link over there, put it in your browser and you can join me. So let me say a little thing why, Mr. So, I'm not too sure if you're still there. If not, that's fine. Okay. Because we got system here, if you don't mind. We have a system that will go with. Okay. So what is this one here? Why he kicked me out and brought the people? What one he put on here now? Mr. So. Wow.
The reporter people that pay money. The reporter pay money. Why you talking?
You can't hijack my show and then you kick me out.
Hijack your show. It is just unbelievable. It is a complete disgrace. And you think you're going to have this network to be a divisive piece. Shame on you. You sit here and think you disregard all of your other colleagues, and you think you're going to serve some sort of breakfast here to Mr. NYANUE. Going ahead, this is a high hypocrisy, but I have most of the document as well. You are part of this conspiracy group that is dividing Grand GEDEH. You refuse to ask all of the question, but guess what? I'm coming on Saturday, and you are going to be exposed to rally money. Is that the only support you can give to your country? And you never ask all of the question. You deny other analysts to come and take to ask. Yeah. All of you went all of you went to Liberty Party, what his name, Charles Bronstein, left you out and told you that Grand GEDEH was insignificant, does not have a vote. You're regrouping now, and this is what you're going to do.
You finished?
Good night.
No, but Mr. So,
I said good night. I will have my own conversation with the analyst and will tell you how the wrong approach they are taking, in as much there are legitimate questions to ask this man, a few group of people, why they couldn't even go down. Suppose somebody have died. What investigation that shown that CHERSIA Grant was only supporters were the people that were violence? You don't know that when two groups meet, the forces, they're going to be a friction. Everybody's going to do their own thing. It's a disgrace for elders, for people's statement, people that we respect. They all have interest. Yaya Nimle have interest. Bill Nyanu have interest. Tim McCauley have interest. Where is the neutrality? And for you to come sit down here and create, I'm going to send you a bill. If you don't pay,
you finish. You finish.
Good night.
You finish. You finish. Mr. So, now listen.
I have no conversation. The conversation.
Listen.
No, I'm not listening. The conversation I wanted to have is to ask your guest question. For your plan A, it was calculated, it was premeditated. This is why you stay out for 2 days, to come here to serve as a popular relation, to be a popular relation group of a dissident group. That's how I'm going to describe it.
The group is saying to you.
You pay money, and then you said you want to come here. That's hypocrisy, Samson. We need to stop that.
Okay.
We need to stop that.
The money they're collecting.
You're on a few group of people. You get your own chat group, right? So you're trying to create.
Anybody can get in a chat room. You just have to agree.
They know who they put there because they know who's going to agree with them, and you are part of that. So you are part of that conspiracy group. There's few group of Grand Gideon. They think they own Grand Gideon, and other people should be left out. They were there all day in the next coming few days, and I have all of the information. Yaya Nimle has an interest in it. So where are they going with it? That now they know that Grand Gideon is not something. It's not that now Grand Gideon is the log one, and you are asking questions. Houses were burned in that place there. Yeah? Have they gone in? They should just sit down here and think they're going to create something. What's wrong with you people?
You finish? You finish?
Good night. I go to bed.
But don't run now.
No,
don't run now.
The time I wanted to be here, you did not. Every other people, but I came here purposely to just tell you it.
Okay.
All right.
You finish? You finish now.
So I'm gonna send you a bill, since they are making publicity now that people in Australia, in Gaza, and all of the Grand Gideon, there's something. 2 hours. That's a good money. You're engineer here, engineer. They get money. This is not a free network. We pay high-end money, and you know that. So we're not going to have.
No, but this is LIBERIA Public Radio.
I don't want to hear that nonsense. That's not LIBERIA Public Radio. We pay bills. You know that. So nobody going to come here and just talk, just walk away, and then we take our high-end money. This is not Grand Gideon Republic Network. So if you want to talk Grand Gideon and people want to do public relations, they must pay for it. They're not pay, you will pay. If you're not paid, you will be sanctioned on this network. Bye. Okay.
You're done. You're done.
You're done.
Now listen. I don't
have no conversation with you. The town wanted to have the conversation. The conversation.
No, the group that you're talking about, they are Grangians.
I'm not talking.
They have the right.
I don't care.
To organize
to themselves
whatever they want to do.
No,
you can't dictate to them.
I'm not talking about that.
They have the right to be whatever they want to do. They're saying, according to the Constitution, as Grangian, they have the right. They have the right to say who they want.
Listen, I too have a legitimate question.
Yeah, you can raise that. Nobody. That's why you're doing that. You're raising the point.
If you want to lobby, you don't need to sit down here. No, there's plane flying. Go there and carry your facts that you have. Not to sit down here and raise money and throw it at people. You go demonstrate, and then you say, "Oh, that."
But that's not the case. That's not the case. Nobody paying anybody.
We know who receives the monies. We know the transfer. We have those information. You alluded to AEA. You say you pay. You pay for something that you did not ask question. And so, if any Grangian have died in that, all of you that are involved, the blood will be on your hands.
But nobody gonna die.
Okay, well, let
me say this again. Why you think you have all of the information, which is good. This group, as Mr. NYANUE stated, let me just say this.
If you ask him whether he has interest in it, you didn't. So you
but he told you what his interest was. He told you what his interest were.
Why you never send the link out to all the rest of the analysts?
Why would I do that? This is a one-on-one interview.
No. Okay. Since it's one-on-one, the policy as of tonight is going to be changed.
Oh, the policy is going to change tonight. Okay.
If you're ready to talk, That now you're supposed to be telling Joseph Boyka. You've been talking for Joseph Boyka from the day one. But you said
he's the best. He's the best.
He's the best.
He's the best.
So
you see, that one thing you are led by I let your CDC people come and speak here. They make a recommendation that they were not able to make to their president, George Weah, for 6 years, doing nothing. And president, then they sat down, then you have Walter Carter and the other men coming here to come make ridiculous recommendation, putting their foot in your mouth, and I didn't say anything. Now you're going to come out now and tell me that this whatever, it's a one-on-one interview, number one. And secondly, the group that you're talking about, first thing, let's do this. They are GEDEANS. Not only that they're GEDEANS, they are Liberians. And the Constitution gives them the right to petition their government, whatever way they see fit. Mr. So, you and your conservative idea, you're not going to frighten anybody. We're here and we're going to stay. The people are saying CHERSIA Grant does not have the ability to lead. He can't unite the people the same. They have the right for that.
We are listening to most of these people. We're seeing the bitterness, the resentment. It's a personal, more personal. I am saying, I too have legitimate.
When the building got burned, hold on now. When the building got burned, you make reference to it. I just read what Mr. NYANUE wrote about that. He was against that forcibly. He wrote a huge paper.
If you are a lead counsel for Mr. NYANUE, I don't care. That's what
I'm just telling you who they are.
You have to do it because they are all politicians, so they have to make political.
Yeah, he's a politician, but he's a different politician.
I am saying, if this was so serious, this was so serious, they have people all over the places here and there. Why couldn't make a representation to go even meet with the Senate as the special select committee to say
they got people on the ground. They got people on the ground that are doing that.
The people that want to go demonstrate are the people they have.
No. The group that was demonstrating, they're different.
Demonstrate are the people they have.
No. They have a lobby group.
That's why you pay. Oh, I see. That's why you pay the money for, and you come here to pull out a cap of hypocrisy. And you
but I announced it to my audience that I paid money into it. I'm a member of this group. I paid my money.
I know you are part of that group. That's doing whatever you're doing, so you have the right to do it. But we are saying when you want to do it rightfully. So now you don't know what's going to be the end result. You send people there to Capitol Hill to go protest. Two forces going there, the possibility of creating tension and people being hurt.
Let me ask you this. What is your contention? Let me ask you this. What is your contention here tonight?
One was arrested with knife. What you said?
What is your point here tonight?
My point here tonight to see people, wise people, to do what they are doing, including you yourself, to come to promote such a divisive on this network. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. You go to CHERSIA Grant, you talk. You go to the other group, you talk. It is just a sort of Colombo Luo type of way you want to bring on this network. That's not going to happen.
I'm going to invite CHERSIA Grant here, by the way. But let me tell you this.
You're going to invite him to say what?
Let me tell you this, Mr. So. Let me tell you this. The reason why
what happened? You see, your always becomes judgmental. All of these people, some of these people, they are corrupt people that help to destroy the Grand Gede Association. And you know that. And you always like to sugarcoat quoting, but you always in bad thing. April says you were hanging out with people. How you call it? April 14, you were around. Eula Tom, were you there? Destruction, you were in our company. Yeah, you here again in this other group. Samson told, what are you looking for?
For people to do the right thing. I was there April 14 to demonstrate so that LIBERIA will be good. April 12, I was there. Tom, what were you? 1985, the convention, Eula convention, I was there. Mr.
Number 12, you were there.
Whatever it is, I'm always there. When one is good for LIBERIA, I'm in it.
You're good for LIBERIA, but then when you say something, then you run, then you can't. You say that you don't want to good for LIBERIA, skill. But look, on a serious note. On a serious note, our people, they got to be. This is it's unbelievable.
No, Mr. So listen. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, Mr. So. Let me tell you this.
You can't make a judgment on people and then you say you come down, stand up, stand down. That is ridiculous. If they believe, you have to fight something the right way. By the time they heard that news, all these when they're talking, the person can't go this, they want. So it said what people saying, Zopena, KE, raw, this one do they, is that what they believe in? Is that what they say? What is the facts in it? What is the facts? Let them put it up so we get them to see it. They need to start dividing this community. They're too old for that. They need to stop them, and we will start to call them out. In as much they want to go better, we will go better. And I'm saying they're supposed to. Yahya Nimla make a recommendation. At this point, then he's not neutral. He himself is corrupt. This is why Joseph Boyka I don't want to talk to him, because $500,000 hangs on it, and GAC, they're going to come for him. And many of these people then, we know them where they work from Grand Gate Association. They want to do it, they're going to do it right. And you know me, you want to be fixing things, come so do it. I am not one of those. This is why you were recruited, and this is why they chose people who they think they can be in that child group, because they say it and they believe it. They need to come public and tell us what they have. What are the facts that they have? What is the judgment that came down?
But Mr. Nyanu spent almost 2 hours there explaining to you.
Yeah, no, I don't care. I didn't ask the question. You were giving your oatmeal question here. That's not what I'm interested in. They knew all of these people that's open up. Why they didn't make representation to George Weah? Why if they knew all of these things, why they can't go and meet George or Joseph Boyka now? But they prefer to collect money, to facilitate chaos, that people were arrested with knife. Supposedly somebody who have been stabbed, another Grenadian, whether you support CHERSIA Grain or whatever group they are. They call themselves, man, they're supposed to go there. They shouldn't sit down here and do this. This is how they create confusion. And you, as an angle who should inform, educate, and to allow people to make informed decisions, you are corporate. You also facilitated this group by putting money into something that you didn't ask question.
Who said I didn't ask question?
You didn't ask question. I was listening to you, because if you are going to ask question, why you are asking question, you fold your hand. Oh, suppose somebody died. And you say, oh, no, we don't. Why you don't want to dwell in hypotheticals? Is it not part of our livelihood? It's not part of today's who told him that?
Mr.
Who
So
said, oh, that I hear people, that hear under people. How he got to know that only CHERSIA people, when you have two forces there under disagreement? It's
Mr.
wrong.
So,
I am saying the people that get from Gaza, from Afghanistan, Grenadian, and all of those places, one person, two person, if it is that serious and they mean to rescue Grand Gede or they mean well for Grand Gede country, for God's sake, they could make their presence felt. Then the president would know. Then the Senate would know. These are the documents we have. He's not a hated son of Grand Gede, but because of the XY reason, these are facts.
that's exactly what they did.
Some of them send their own
Exactly what you're saying. That's what they did.
They didn't do nothing. It's after my who the delegation that left from here to go.
No,
after
they sent letter. They sent letter. They got representative on ground.
After they send their interest to Joseph Boyka, and Joseph Boyka refused.
What interest they sent? They said no interest.
Okay. They didn't send it.
I'm the only one that got interest. My interest is Timon Collins or Fred Guian.
You're just another unstable character.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Timon Collins, Fred Guian. What? Timon Collins, Fred Guian, that's the only person?
Well, those are the people that I want.
No. You forget to know politics is all about interest. You think Joseph Boyka will go take Fred Guian? If that, then you get a long time to wait. This is why.
But if Fred Guian can do the job, why can't they do
it? They will learn the hard way in politics. They did it 19 from what? Dothan. If you're now an NDPL, they antagonize your own people. And Joy Wiakin, all of them went beyond Joy Wia. Joseph Boyka was the dead man or blah blah. And but sit down. Let them sit down. Emma Bond was superintendent when Samuel Doe took over. So they will take somebody from Burkina Faso or somewhere, Joseph Boyka, and let's see whether they were not something that I just sit down here they to do. What kind of business is this? Let's sit down, all people that want to be causing confusion. If it's serious, pay your way and go. Don't sit down and raise money and send money there. Somebody starve and kill people. That why you going to be talking?
But nobody starved anybody.
He will not withdraw that because he saw what happened with some. Unless if it is done responsibly. If it is done responsibly. But people sit down and just grab things that they and make it up to say like, oh, this is something We're not running Banana Republic. And that's
Mr. Saul, you are misinformed about this group.
Yeah, because
we're educate you about this group.
We make you to come up with the rightful information. Since we are misinformed,
you are, Mr. Yanu took about 2 hours explaining to you what this group is about.
I don't hear anything which explains.
Yeah, because you don't want to. You don't want to hear
anything that he submitted. I don't see anything that he showed as an evidence for as a fact. So anybody can kind of explain anything. Anybody.
Yeah, but what kind of fact you looking for? What kind of fact you looking for? The man said those are allegations, and he's not. They're not. The group is not basing their refusal or opposition.
Why were you based? Why were you based something on allegation and you are?
No, he said they're not basing it on allegation. The only thing they can show is that Grant. They're saying that Grant is not able to unite Grand GEDEH, and if you cannot unite Grand GEDEH, how can you leave?
You can't. You can't unite. Why? You can't unite Grand GEDEH?
That's what they're saying.
What they are saying, based on what?
The fact that the Grand cannot go to, you can't go to Queenable District right now.
You can't go to Queenable District.
But I'm just telling you.
What you telling? You're not telling me nothing. You've been there.
I don't have to be there. There are people on the ground we know.
Oh, you'll get people on the ground. You'll start having
when the problem is when so how come when Leroy died, why was Grant not able to? Mr. So let's be fair with these people.
No, but that should not be the reason. If that's the reason you guys put together because somebody died, this person don't go there, whether the person is a senator, is a president.
Mr. So, if you are not able to attend your colleague's funeral.
Really, Samson too. So that's the argument of this group?
No, I'm saying to you.
Hold on. So Zopena shouldn't be senator. Then let us do a letter to remove him because he didn't
No. Well, Zopena is not an appointee. He's not being nominated. He was elected.
Only appointee, right?
Yeah, because the man is being nominated.
Appointee, your civil liberty is seized. If
no, Mr. So why you want to twist that thing like the way to suit you?
Free thinker, because you people.
You're not a free thinker. You're not even an independent person. You already taking side. You're already taking side.
I am speaking the right thing. You people.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're taking side. We're the one that being neutral. We're the one doing good for Grand GEDEH. You're not doing nothing good for Grand GEDEH.
You're telling me it's because the way you guys conduct it. I have a legitimate question.
You got no legitimate question. You're already taking side. How you are having legitimate question when you're already on the other side?
I want to put money into that nonsense you people doing, but I didn't put money inside. I have a legitimate questions to ask Greg.
The reason why we contributed to this because it is not about the violence. It is not about abusing somebody's right. We put money into it because we know this group is doing something that will be beneficial to Grand GEDEH future. What good? Nobody is against Churchill Grant, but what the group is saying is this, Mr. Grant, because of these allegations.
Because he didn't go to somebody.
So let me talk. Let me talk.
You're making a lazy argument.
Don't worry about it. That's not your business. That's not your business. One of my arguments lazy or not. That's not your business. Let me make my lazy argument. The point here is this.
He didn't go to somebody's funeral, right?
No, Mr. Saul, you see, you jumping. You jumping over the building from the building with no parachute. Let me help you. There is the thing.
Because that's why you said.
No, because you don't want to listen to me. You don't want to listen to me. The point here is Mr. Saul.
He didn't go to funeral, right? That's why you are saying.
Mr. Saul, that's not what we're talking about. That's not what this group is saying. Now, listen to me. Here are some of the things. They're saying to Mr. Grant, you are now asked to lead the entire county. It's not Boston District anymore. You are now being asked to lead Chen District, Queenable District, and Boston District. Now, the issue here is this. These other people in the district and other places of the
country. Any prior conversation with the
action? Help you out.
You're not helping me out.
Let me help. So because of these people accusing you of X, Y, and Z, And these are people that you're going to lead, and the fact that they don't think you will be able to lead them. Therefore,
people are accusing you. So are you saying when total people comes out here tonight, accuse you like what they have done already and stuff like that? I don't want to go there, but if you want, we will go there. Then we should not give
whoever mean total. What do you mean when you want?
Why you start Moreira? You didn't go total. You know why you didn't go there? I should tell the public.
Mr. So that the conversation is not about me. I go to total anytime I want.
It's not about you. So
I go to total anytime.
I'm saying here prior to the submission of this year, you are saying from what I'm hearing you, because you're one of the co-founders, we know that. We know.
I'm not a co-founder. I joined later.
Yeah. And why you always like to get in all sort of clandestine thing? You want to do it, you can't do it public.
What do you mean clandestine? If you were clandestine, would they agree to send their leader out there on the public, LIBERIA public radio?
How long is leadership been in place?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
The fact that they have availed themselves and they've been saying they got a chat room and they need all over the place.
Okay, besides all of that, now what is the group interest now? Who are they putting forward?
You want to know? Okay, let me take the time again to explain to you. The interests are calling to Mr. NYANUE.
They say they don't want. You don't go to a leader and say we don't want. If you say you don't want this, who do you have to replace? You say
of Fred
on what basis? So no other person in Grand GEDEH, only Tim McCauley and Fred Guian in America.
That the only people I want.
No, I'm talking about the group. You're part of the group. You're being.
The man told you if the president was to come to the group, they're not even going to consider me. Listen, they're not going to consider my idea.
The president should come to the group.
No, if the president were to ask, say you don't want this person, who do you guys want?
The Joseph Boakai, you know what Joseph Boakai asked our group?
He should. If you want something good.
Party, do they support Joseph Boakai, like Joseph Boakai get their consensus?
You don't have to support anybody. If the man is the president, Mr. So, that's what y'all do. That's why CDC failed massively. If the man is the president of the Republic of LIBERIA, he's also president of Grand GEDEH County.
Listen, you always like to create a scenario and with an open vacuum. So to show that this group has lost its credibility.
How do you know that?
I know it because this is why if you ask the president to say we don't want this person, you don't leave the president hanging. You must make recommendations. There's no recommendation because hold on, because
the group has structure. This is not a group. They're not Banana Republic. They're running. The group has structure. Mr. So, if you listen to some of the names in this group, you will be amazed. These are people that you yourself know, and you yourself know that these people have leadership ability. So they're not playing around. Here's what they're saying to you. Well, it's not us. It's not this group that are going to recommend to the president who to pick. We're just saying they are calling to them. They're just saying that CHERSIA grant at this time, because of these little issues in the county, that the people in Grand GEDEH, they're the one raising. There was some the people, your own people from some of the people from Total, they were in our other committee the last time that spoke to the press.
Those are the same trouble people there. So who those accusations you have said, who has investigated these accusations to be proven right?
But they're not. That's what I keep telling you. The group is not basing their opposition based on the allegation.
What are they telling us? They say he's not able to. What are they telling us that he's not able? Things that they are hearing. Who investigated them? Who sat on this thing and tell us, say, yes, this is what has happened. That's what I want to know. You think I can just get and go jump into a group because I want to jump into a group?
Mr. So.
You did. And that's been very dishonest.
You're entitled to your opinion. You're not entitled to your facts. You don't have your own facts. This is not Donald Trump organization where you got alternative facts. You're entitled to your opinion, but you're not entitled to the facts. And the fact is on my side.
So who we saw?
My side.
That's why I saw you sitting down. Seriously? That's why you left. You know why you didn't bring Cece Goya in. You know why you didn't bring Marley Jones in. You know why you didn't bring Terry Collins in. Because you wanted to have the free.
It's a one-on-one conversation. It's the rule of LPR, one-on-one interview.
No, they're not.
Change it. Change the rule.
It's changed. It's changed tonight. It's changed.
Change the rule.
And it'll come with consequences. That was a huge public relation publicity here. So you know, we're going to send that. You're going to foot the bill of 2 hours. And you know what it is. So are you ready? Let me tell you.
I'm going to pay bill, something that's supposed to benefit Grand Gedeh County. I'm going to pay bill.
Something that's going to do what?
To benefit Grand Gedeh County.
Benefit Grand Gedeh County for what?
We're having a dialogue, having a conversation. Having a conversation.
Don't tell me that grand benefit.
Because your concern is that you don't want people to get hurt. So how are you going to hurt somebody when you're having a conversation?
No, you are creating a hurt because you are not balancing the scope of your conversation. You are not. First of all, if you want to seek the facts, you will not incite yourself into it. You incite yourself into it. You took side already.
Mr. So, you know me. I'm a liberal. Nobody control me. My hair ain't fair anybody more. Nobody ain't fair my more. You think because I joined a group, I can't be independent. I can't say what I want to say. Mr. So, you acting like you don't even know the liberal. I'm not cool. You can't do nothing to me. But we must be fair. And we must be truthful.
Okay, to be truthful, I'm about to play a recording today. Today's conversation.
What recording, Mr. So? Good night.
Yeah, hold on, let me play this.
No, good night. Good night. Good night, Mr. So. I don't want to pack you in I'm
playing it right now.
No, Mr. So. You can't play nothing. Those are liquor talk.
I should keep you on the shelf.
Mr. So, this show has come to an end. Thank you for your involvement. And I will be here tomorrow.
Look, but on a serious note, you know, I spoke with some of them. We have to do these things fairly. And I myself have legitimate questions to ask. But you know, when wise people meet, we shouldn't incite our emotions, people's feelings, and become judgmental in our action before we will even take the decision. The appointment was made. Whoever the president comes, people from other different sectors, let's have a little civil conversation before we go. And one of them I called, and I talked to them, who was high-ranking person, and then this themselves scratched their head. I said, they made the appointment, so what came to mind? Have you guys called the president's designee? He said, oh no, we did a letter, we do this. Have you spoken with some of the senators? Yes, did. But we also have information, and not only information, that's received tons of documents today. Some of these people also have political interest. Now, if you want to go into a conversation or you want to get involved into something, then you must have to have those sort of clean hands. You can, on the other hand, certain group making recommendations of certain person, and they say they do not want this person. It doesn't balance the conversation. It doesn't balance the case. I have interest, as CHERSIA Graham was appointed, for example, the president, because we hosted him here and we had a lengthy conversation. The Marshall Dennis and all of those people, some of them, with all his stuff, he was one of those. The Yaya Neiman, we have called him several times. When you call him to invite him, the only thing that he will send you 1 or 2 word text message. They are the same, other than they're no different. So have you called this guy? As I'm hearing from you, not you, I'm talking about one of the other members who is in the group. Have you guys called him? I said, no. So I said, but do you think it's fair, even if somebody just says something you based on accusations or what people say, it doesn't matter how many people say it, but you want to be on the right side of history. Have you guys called him? No. But I said, but do you think it's wise to call and see and listen to his tone? Yeah, they didn't do it. You send letter, we are hearing, you send money, people went and protested. If you guys think you have a legitimate case, And this group interest is for the good for the country. For God's sake, one person could not leave from here to go and make their presence felt, to meet the committee members responsible for the confirmation, and if possible to seek audience to say, hey, we can't always be perceived as a troublemaker. And that's what is happening. And this is something that we need to speak about. Somebody who have left from here upon the pronouncement of that man's name. If it was so serious that they have Grand GEDEH at heart, go and lobby with these people. That's what people do in politics. You lobby.
Okay.
And present, wait. And present whatever you have.
You finished?
Did that happen?
You finished?
I want to know how for me, I don't care whether who go to who wake, who not go to somebody wake. I want to know, for example, the presence of the Burkinabes, which all of the senators, everybody knows about that. From the former superintendent, all the lawmakers, all of them. And right now, it's a serious problem. It's a national security issue. How many of them took off time here? Whether they agree with George Weah or not.
But let me ask you this. On the CLPR, when CHERSIA Grant, Honorable Grant, former Representative Grant was invited here as a guest. When I posed that question to him on your show, where you were the host, sitting there, where you sitting right now, when I asked him, they did not tell us that the Burkinabe, they are part of the ECOWAS community and they can go anywhere, any part of the West Africa, anytime and anywhere. Was he not the same guy that stated that?
I'm not a dishonest.
I'm asking you. You don't remember that I'm a player.
I'm not like you. That's what I'm saying. You play it. You don't have anything. So saying you want to play it.
No. I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
So let me give you an answer, and then I'll give you your answer.
No. I'm asking you. Were you not listening when he made that comment?
That's what I'm saying. Listen to my answer, and I will play your own.
No. I don't play anything for you. How you play something for me? Quiet.
Oh, why you don't want me to play this recording?
Because I liquor talk.
Oh, liquor talk, right? No, honestly, that's what I said. But I didn't hear that from you. But all they say the man can go Kinabo, do that. So I mean, why would people that people trust and have high regard? Why would they come to that conclusion? And that's what I raised. The Burkinabe is one of the most important things. What was his position now? If I have the opportunity, and he will appear here because he can't even come to you. When he comes to you, then he's another person who doesn't know his left from his right. Because you, who's supposed to have created the awareness, guess what? You already you already draw yourself.
But that doesn't mean I cannot be independent.
So what? You're not independent. You are very biased person. And this is why you don't have no party. You're moving here and there. You will be hanging like a bag.
I'm a Liberian. I go where the Liberian issue is. I'm not here for Unity Party.
I talked to somebody and said that Labour man, you're not correct, man, because one day the man say he involved. One day you will blast a boy. And when you ask him, they say he involved. I said, oh, they know him. No, look, but on a serious note, these are very important issues. But I think people kind of blow this thing off the window. And
Mr. So let me give you my honest opinion. And I stated that to the group the last time.
Okay, you better confess. Let me hear you.
Yeah, I stated that the last time to the group. The group aim is good. And I think what Mr. NYANUE and the rest of the group are embarking on, if they can just stick with it, it will do Grand GEDEH. In fact, if they can do this kinds of stuff.
Sit down, man. All of your CDC sport accounting talk you disagree with. We were by where you disagree.
Mr. So stop fighting with my audience, please.
Your friend will get out on that.
Stop fighting with my audience. You can't fight with everybody.
The CDC people brought the trouble to us.
You can't fight with everybody. It's a sedition. It's a good sedition. Let him have his.
Oh my goodness. Now my first I hearing that one. He's a bussy DJ cat off. Okay, we'll see it Friday. Now we'll see what happens.
But anyhow, let me tell you this, Mr. So on a very serious note, what Mr. And the reason why I'm making light of this, because I know NYANUE. I know who he is. He's a very fair person. Very, very fair.
Was he fair this time around?
Yes. Here's the thing here, Mr. So. Here's the thing that I believe. Mr. NYANUE is in this. Truly is in this for the betterment of the county. Now, the point that I'm making, this thing that he has put himself on, and you have Grandians getting involved, it's going to be useful. Now, if they continue with this, and well, you can't say we're going to divorce our emotion out of it. That's not possible because we're all human beings. But whenever they see something that is not right, and if they carry these things out, GEDEH, within the next 6 years, will have the best, not just the superintendent. Anybody who is going to be appointed or be brought on board, a district commissioner, a township, anybody.
It shouldn't be GEDEH alone. It shouldn't be in GEDEH alone. It should be here. It should be. We need to start from here. We have people who corrupted. We have people who destroy the GEDEH Association. They are yet to get accountability. These are the same elements today now trying to be the good shepherd.
No, you can't wrap that around
of course. Yeah, because that what makes you and myself far from one another.
Well, then you're backing on the wrong tree because NYANUE told you here this is not about GEDEH Association.
Is he a Christ? Because he says I should believe it.
No, but I'm just saying this. I'm just telling you.
I don't like people who always try to manage. This is why I prevent crisis. You people, this action is just complete crisis management thing. When issues are being prevented, you didn't do it. So I'm not part of people who likes to manage crisis.
Well, but here's the thing. This group, their strength is going to be tested because I am under the impression that CHERSIA Grant is going to be confirmed, most likely tomorrow, that he's going to be confirmed. The confirmation process most likely will happen tomorrow, and that next week he will be confirmed.
Look, there's no limitation to advocacy. It's not when GEDEH is good and the Republic of Liberia is a mess. It's the same old damn thing that I can tell you. Those same people saying 103 people. What and that is simple. Who put together Sarah Beslow? Then she's the foreign minister now.
But she didn't have no problem.
She didn't get no problem. Her credential, nothing was challenged, right?
She got her credential the right way. Nobody, why they couldn't come to the Senate to say something? I beg you, don't bring that one up. Everybody that President Baka put their hand up, they're good people. Anybody who President Baka touch and put your hand up, that good person.
CHERSIA Grant a good person?
To me, yeah. But not to the group. The group doesn't think so. And I'm only one person, Mr. So. But let me say this here before we close here. I gotta go, but you passed my bedtime already. Let me say this here. Let me say this to you, Mr. So. What this group have started, and I'm not surprised for the group to have opposition to this. That's fine. Anything that is new, it's difficult for people to accept changes. What this group have started, not just CHERSIA Grant, but as Mr. NYANUE corrected yesterday, come 2029, within the next 6 years, if this group stay out and not just go after people, but go on policy, they have a discussion, policy that are good for the county, that are good for the country. Those are the kinds of things that I'm looking forward. And these people have the ability to do that.
Samson told, the time is 11:39 Eastern Standard Time. Today is what day? It's on the 13th, right? It will not survive because the next thing power struggle going to kick in. They want to be chairman, they want to be doing this, and they're going to have a divided role. So
I agree with you on that one, because that's who we are.
What kind of group says here from now, please put on their work to do.
Good night, Mr. So.
Yeah. I don't know. What are you looking for?
I'm just looking for something good for the country.
I gotta play the recording.
What recording is that? Eh? The one I was sleeping, sleepwalking, sleep talking? The one you come and play?
You were sleeping when you were talking? But let people listen to it.
No, for what? I didn't people listen to my sleep conversation. For what? But anyway, good night.
I will see you, man. You guys, man.
You're gonna join me tomorrow?
You know, Wednesday is not one of those good days. But
No, tomorrow or Thursday.
Yeah, I say, you know, one of the Thursday. In fact, two of the candidates, it's crazy. It's crazy in the place there. Yeah, some of the things that the people talking about, I say, I think maybe Saturday something. I think I gotta do some sort of troubleshoot here on Saturday.
What candidate again?
Somebody wanted to be superintendent and have people buy them, and they call them. They said to now anger is building in. Can you imagine? Let me see.
I really don't know. For me, my only interest in the county is the role. Once they allow me to fix the role, I'll be fine. I don't care who they.
When are you going to the man who you scream and yell for? You see, this is what happened. There's sort of Nicodemon type of support that we're killing some of these people. They support people, they want to do it on a hand because they want to grab soul, The politics of today, you got to make yourself visible.
But did I not make myself visible?
Why? No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about some of those people. I know what I'm talking about. What you didn't say, Chief Cow or Yabate Cow then. And they were all screaming here, yelling, and Joseph Boyka made him Assistant Minister of Internal Affairs.
Who?
Your friend Mike
Jabate. Mike Jabate?
Yeah. So what I'm saying here, politicians, if you want to be an advocate, you want to be a politician, there must be a sense of bravery in you. You should take some definitive position. History will be on your side. But we have some other people.
But I did. Even though I was scared, I didn't think we were going to win. But I did. I was very concerned, but I did, and we won.
Yeah,
the same thing I did with Flanty Kofa, and we won.
No, for you, you
got 0. I got 2.
Well, if I supported somebody, if I've taken a decision, I would say it. But I didn't want it to be like you. We want to create some sort of fair place here so that we hear from both sides.
We're fair.
But you
and Mali fair. You and Mali fair.
We are the only 2 independent voices here.
We're independent voices. We're here on LPR.
You brought
on a cover sedition that you people, I will believe that you're
on a big demon. Oh, yeah, I can get it. You not even know me. CDC myself came from here for day to break up. Those people who hate hard and right when they look at the wall, when they know they can't go through the wall, they say they will go. And I will tell you that you cannot penetrate a wall because it's just something solid. Your skin is not. But let's leave it there. But look, on a serious note, I think our people now they'll learn to put us some bravery. You know, and
I think this group, Mr. Saul, this group, even though from the initial stage you're trying to kick against this, but I think you will come to appreciate the group.
No. So I'm not kicking against anything. I'm talking about the process in which they are channeling a case. That's what I kick against. I'm not like you who do not like certain voices to be heard, but I like fair play in doing things. Some of these people, they do have interest, and we know that they are submitted name. So then where is your neutrality? How can you be a referee and be the match commissioner and be the player at the same time? Then that is unfair. And we are listening to the tune of the same sitting senator now.
Well, the group that I'm with, they don't have the skin in the game. They just want to seek the interest of Grand Leader. That's all that I know.
That's a lie. All of you are the same people. You say you lie because you agree. But I know when I'm putting all of these things together and I'll publish it and expose here, including all of the messages I will do.
I'm ready at any time. My hand in your more, your hand in my more. I'm blocked. You can't move me. Good night.
The Liberal Progressive.
Thank you very much. Join me tomorrow. I will be doing a little bit of the roundabout, that big roundabout program.
No, you need to talk to them. I think one of the people I say, hey, let's have a conversation. I don't know why they don't want to come, but you, because maybe you're one of them, so they feel comfortable talking to you. So I will get under their skin too. They will come by force. Saturday, we're gonna start. We're gonna start it with the real talking point for Grand Gede. We're gonna start.
Okay.
Then they will come.
All right. Thank you, Mr. So.
You retire. Yeah. Let's say down here. Where are we?
Bye. Good night.
You killing one go this weekend?
Mr. So, good night. Good night. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Again, folks, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. This is what we do here. Those of you that are watching us for the first time, this is what we do. Tonight, we're not yelling at each other, but usually we have some serious engagement. But I want to thank all of you. Again, on a very serious note, I want to thank Mr. NYANUE for availing himself again on LIBERIA Public Radio to give us all of the information that he had. Folks, this group that they have put together, yeah, you can, even if you're not someone in favor of the group, but I think the idea itself is going to benefit many Grand Gede. They shouldn't turn it into Grand Gede substitute for Grand Gede Association. If it is just here for advocacy, then I think they will do well. Because from my understanding and the people that are involved, they have no hate whatsoever against anybody. So they're only in it for the interest of the county. So I think if they continue to work towards that, I think they will achieve a lot. The issue for me is that Grand Gede County very shortly will be at a very, very bad crossroad. The war crime code situation that is coming, if the war crime code economic will not affect Grand Gede much, but if the war crime code comes, Grand Gede will have to answer. And that's going to be a very interesting thing. And this is what I said, many of these people, these are the voice of reason in our community. And there will come time, these people once again, they will be called upon. And not necessary to answer questions because many of them are not into war business and what have you, but they will be the voice of reasoning to make sure Grand Gede unity stands, because this war crime court most likely will put a big dent into our unity. To be honest with you, this war crime court, Grand Gede County will be affected big time, and you will hear the story, you will hear the argument. You will hear people, it's not going to look good in Grand Gede County, to be honest with you, because things that you've never heard before will come out. This war crime court, if it does come in, things you never heard, some of the war story you never heard before about Grand Gede on Grand Gede, Grand Gedeans against Grand Gede. It will not be easy. And we need these smart, good people from the county. Their voice will be called upon. And that's what I say, by they going after this one here, are they not backing at the wrong time? Can they not fight the real battle that is yet to come? Because the like of Tomo Yaya Nimna will not have voice in it, because most likely he will be one of those that will be called. The like of Dr. Bole will not be able to have voice in it, because he might be one of those that will be called. And then what happened between the issue, the Kunambo and the Putu? You think it's not settled? No. The issue all over, in fact, they got issue right now about land issue in Grand Gede, where you have other Grand Gedeans, the Bubble people, the issue. Those are issues that we're supposed to be concerning ourselves with. To be honest with you, I will believe, and I still believe, that CHERSIA grant situation should have been something that we use in our favor to say, young man, we know you don't have good record in the county. However, we will be willing to work with you to make sure we straighten you up in the county, to make sure if you don't have the capacity to build leadership, that we will help you to lead, because he's the person the president appointing. And if we don't agree with that, will we be able to, for whole 6 years, have people in the street to say resisting the government without being branded as being troublemakers, Grandian troublemakers again? This is going to be interesting. But we're here to see. We'll see. And if the players themselves are still here, we will see. We're listening. So if Churchill Grant, and we pray that the Senate and Mr. Grant himself will do the good thing to say, too much noise. What good would it do if you get a job and so many people are against you like this? It is not time to say, I will do it by force. This is not about individual. So I hope to have the opportunity to speak to Mr. Grant once the confirmation process is over, denied or approved. We're still going to have him to come up here, because I think, and I hope that our brothers and sisters in this group, Grandian Diaspora Voice, will see reason that they will not go section, because I'm watching and I'm reading some of the comments. The comments that are coming into the chat room are trending towards section, and I'm watching. I hope it doesn't continue. I hope it does, because if now that I have the conversation with Mr. Nyanu, if I go back in that chat room and see some comment that are going section, I will call them out. I'm not going to hide it. While I do support the group intention, I will not support anybody that coming into that group and allow to make a section sentiment behavior come out there and call name because of where they come from. I'll call you out. Again, this is the liberal Samson to Raku. Queenable dollar for elephant skin. It will take. You can't eat it one day. You gotta cook the elephant skin for more than 2-3 days. That's who I am. Folks, Samson told La Brompa Radio, I will be here tomorrow. I will try to discuss a little bit about the roundabout issue just to give you the groundwork, and we'll see where we'll go from there. Samson told, good night, folks. Been a wonderful, wonderful time. We'll say good night to you.
L'honorable Saté-Maris, très très fort. Le DG, Spugidas, Michael, Dr. T, le travaillement très très fort. Ça de Bawa, la parole ajoutée.